Define those travels as they can, as the song says. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Goglings. Welcome, Gogletites. Welcome, Gogorific peoples of the Gog, or whatever else we're calling you guys these days. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pen and Pixels. It is episode 123. It is Tuesday, about 10 minutes after 4 p.m. Eastern, on a very, very special stream that I am extremely excited to be a part of for a variety of reasons that I will get into in just a minute. But before I do that, I do want to welcome everybody and ask you all to consider a couple ways that you can support this channel. If you haven't done so already, please consider following GOG.com, where all the cool DRM free stuff lives. Please make sure to consider supporting the channel as well by subbing to the channel, because you get a lot of awesome emotes and a lot of cool things there that you can get for all of you, and also a lot of cool things that you can get for the channel as well, including the streamers and stuff like that. And last but certainly not least, consider checking out all of the individual streamers on our individual channels. We have lots of cool stuff that we do with Patreons and subsystems and all that kind of good stuff. So please consider supporting all of us there as well. This is, as I said, a very special stream because it is a stream related to Battletech, a game which has just been released in PC form, although there have been other sort of attempts to try to get this thing right in the past. And this, of course, is the highly anticipated tabletop role-playing game changeover to PC version from the incredibly prolific, and I mean prolific in the sense that everything they do seems to be good. And that, of course, is Harebrained Schemes. And so I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to, first of all, unmute them so that they will be able to be heard. And then I'm going to jump over myself and welcome in, dun, 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 there they are, and welcome in those two gentlemen who you see on the left of the screen. First of all, hi, everybody. I'm here. You know me. I'm Arv. But you may also, possibly not, or no, we'll see, the two gentlemen on my left, and that, of course, is Harebrained Schemes studio manager Mitch Gitleman, and of course the game director for Battletech along with Jordan Weissman, Mike McCain. And it is my great honor to have Mitch and Mike with me. Hi guys, thank you so much for being on with me again.
Hey, howdy.
How are you feeling? I know that you know, not everything is, I know you're still kind of, you said shell shocked was the term that you used, so how are you feeling on the day, on the actual
Launch day
release?
is a roller coaster.
True story.
That's just that. We're good. A little tired, little jittery, but it's been incredibly rewarding seeing everybody's reactions today, seeing reviews start to come in, and just seeing that people are playing the game.
Yeah, and it's nice to be with the team. When everybody's together on launch day, it's pretty special.
I was just about to say, yeah, I mean, I know I'll talk more a little bit about this because I got a bit of an inside look at how Harebrained Schemes does things a couple of years ago, but you really do emphasize a lot about the team effort here, which I think is really one of the reasons that there seems to be always so much like a labor of love that is put into this game. But before I start asking you questions, I'm going to now officially embarrass you by reading a couple of these unbelievable reviews that this game has gotten so far that I was checking out beforehand. And by the way, thank you, Saber, for the raid. I know Dark Saber is one of our streamers who's playing this before, and welcome everybody as we get going here. Everybody say hi to Mitch and Mike, these amazing Harebrained Schemes folks. So coming out of Polygon, Battletech raises the bar for storytelling in a turn-based strategy game, a hefty dose of intrigue plus classic mech combat that is true to its tabletop roots. Battletech is a surprisingly emotional journey, a tale filled with betrayal, revenge, and redemption, the kind of story that can only be told from inside the 30-year-old Battletech universe, and it has the gameplay chops to back it up. Battletech review coming out of, let's see, Gaming Trend, 95 out of 100, transformed the complexity of the pen and paper Battletech universe into an incredible game welcoming veteran and rookie pilots alike. PC Invasion, I'm blown away by Battletech. A game I wanted to play for a while, wasn't expecting to enjoy nearly as much as I have, etc., etc., etc. It just goes on and on and on.
I didn't expect to like your game, but
you know, your game wasn't. But hey, listen, but those are, in some ways, those are the best when you convince people otherwise. So
no, it's a bigger delta. You got them all the way from here to here as opposed to from here to here.
Right, and that's what I want to begin
Thanks
with.
for playing Dark Saber. You're very welcome.
Yeah, that's right. One of the best turn-based strategy games, absolutely. So I want to start by asking that, guys, which is, you had, now Mitch, obviously you were working on the Mech Warrior and Battletech universe for a very long time, but I want to ask what drew you to interest in the universe besides your knowledge of Jordan? What is it about? Is it the stompy robots? Is it this emotional journey that they're talking about? Like, what is it about the Battletech world that interested you in the first place? I'm going to ask the same thing to Mike before we get into the game itself.
Well, the truth is that at the beginning, I actually hated Battletech. I thought it was
Really? Okay.
And that was part of my interview process with Jordan. This is long before we were business partners. But Jordan and I got together originally to co-develop Crimson Skies. And so that was my jam. And then he's like, hey, this Mech Commander thing could really use your help. And once I got into it, I started really getting into it, right? Because I was with another passionate team. The Mech Commander 1 team was a very passionate group of psychotic people who I enjoyed managing very much. Anyway, once it really, it was never the giant robots. At some point, somebody said, oh, this game is about giant robots making war. And it's exactly the opposite. It's about people making war using giant robots or battle mechs more specifically. And that's the thing. It's always about the people and the things that I appreciate about the game world, et cetera, which is, it's 35 years this year when the anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The shared universe. This is perhaps one of the most exciting things about Battletech that a lot of people don't really realize. Yeah, it sprung whole cloth from Jordan's, forehead or something. Nothing could be further from the truth. He had a really great idea. And then what Jordan does is he surrounds himself with very talented people and allows them to really add value. And this is a shared universe in over 30 years, over 100, novels and source books and blah, blah, blah. And that's the reason why Battletech is so rich and so well lived in, because of the number of people contributing to it. And so we're proud to just be part of that whole legacy.
That's pretty neat. Before I take Mike's answer, I do want to mention that, yes, chat, you will get a chance to ask a few questions. The way we'll do this is I'm going to chat with these gentlemen. I'm going to play through a little bit of a couple. I finally managed to actually win a skirmish last night. Here's the part where Arv admits that he is a writer. His knowledge of tactical robot work is not impressive in the least. So I will try not to embarrass myself that way. But anyway, but I will play a little bit. But after I have talked to them a bit, I will give you folks a chance, and I'll talk about how we're going to do that to ask some questions to them as well. And also I wanted to welcome in, incidentally, Trendane, who is in chat. And the reason this is interesting is that Trendane, of course, who is a good friend of mine and who does voice work on my channel with the Vocalists and gameplay and so on, and actually I think was connected in part through me with Mitch, because he did the original he was one of the, when we did a voiceover event with him for Shadowrun, he did Duncan Wu, and
Shadowrun Hong Kong, right?
And the folks at Harebrained sort of liked that and liked him, and he had a chance.
I fell in love. Let's be specific.
He's real good, yeah. And so his voice is in here, actually. He is in this game, and I'm a big fan of that because Trent's really great. So anyway, I wanted to acknowledge that because I thought
we
that was
love
cool.
Trent, and Trent is absolutely fantastic in the game. I mean, really, it's just first rate. Everybody comes up to me, who'd you hire for that?
Yeah, he's the best. I know it. He's great.
Yeah,
That's awesome. But so Mike, same question to you. What sort of drew you? What do you like about this universe? Like, what about it kind of appeals to you the most?
So 10-year-old me playing MechWarrior 2 for the first time, one of the first 3D video games I ever played, liked giant stompy mechs and just that sort of sense of being in the cockpit. Like I love playing TIE Fighter and Freelancer and all
Great
those
game.
space games, but there's something about really like clunking along on the ground in a mech that didn't quite get from anything else at the time. I guess Heavy Gear, but that was just a mech game that didn't have the license. I'd say now it's much more about the setting and the storytelling and the characters and world building that we're able to sort of tap into and draw upon and hopefully sort of present in this rich new way in Battletech.
How much room, and let me ask about that, how much room did you have to maneuver? I mean, I know, and again, I did my best, but I'm not at all up on the lore the way you guys are, but how much did you folks do to carve out your own space for the storytelling? Because as you pointed out, Mitch, I mean, this is 35 years, but as anyone who's ever tried to write anything within a larger world or universe knows, that means that there be dragons, that people are like, I remember that particular planet and town that is the greatest town. And if you mess with it.
That particular year, actually on that particular day, there are calendars that are pretty advanced.
Right. So so how did you how did you sort of work out where you were going to place, and set it in terms of time setting and so forth?
Well, let me set Mike up for this, right? Because this is your answer, but I want to set it up with some history. This is something that we learned in Battletech, Shadowrun Dragonfall and Shadowrun Hong Kong. It was Mike who really set the table with this whole thing because, like Battletech, Shadowrun's been around for, good Lord, since 1989, whatever that is. Oh, wait, that's 35 years. That's my anniversary. So
no,
right.
Wait, has Shadowrun been around that long?
Shadowrun came out the year I got married, yeah.
Crazy.
Those two things were pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a matter, with all of that stuff that's written, what do you do? How are you going to weave your story in and out of all of this heavy duty canon and try and dot every I and cross every T?
Mm-hmm.
King?
So the Battletech map is sort of like a bathroom stall where it's almost completely scrawled full with graffiti.
Not an analogy I was expecting, Mike. I have to be honest with you.
It's launch day. I'm testing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But we were fortunate enough to find a little empty spot in the corner that we could scrawl in. So there's a region of space in the Rimward periphery that Kiva identified early on that sort of didn't have any canonical history for a good chunk of time, and so we took it upon ourselves to fill that in. And that let us weave through canon in the right amount. So we're set in 3025. There's a lot of world state or universe state, I should say, that's very important in 3025. The third succession war has ended. The fourth has not yet begun. There's been sort of tensions between the Taurian Concordat and the Magistracy of Canopus, which are the two forces on either sides of the region that our game takes place.
Okay.
And that gave us a lot of room to tie into canon without being bound to it at every step of the way. So I'm really happy with that decision and with the space we were able to find to add to that mural of graffiti without having to tag over any of the, if I'm going to continue the
which you totally should know.
No, I like this. It's the bathroom stall theory of game development. I think there's a lot that goes into that.
I have made some other allusions like that.
I can imagine. So along those lines, then, you managed to kind of find a space of the stall, so to speak, in which to scroll.
Really gonna regret this one.
Sure
yeah,
are.
I know.
Don't
But
tell Jordan.
it's okay.
Like
It's
McCain says, Battletech
Exactly.
is toilet.
Battle toilet, so to speak. But what I'm curious about then is one of the things that you were thinking that you had to think about too was the fact that you were in essence taking what originally had been, and I know there have been different video game attempts at this, but really trying to recreate the feeling in some ways, correct me if I'm wrong, of the tabletop experience in some ways. And you were trying to render it here. And I guess what I'm wondering is, one of the things that struck me about those reviews that I just read to you guys a few minutes ago is that, as you said, there's a little bit of surprise, like this tactics game actually has heart. This tactics game actually involves emotion. This tactics game has a really cool story. And I guess I'm curious, Shadowrun is something which was built in to be talking in terms of narrative. But for something like Battletech, there was this rich lore, as you mentioned, but it seems to have surprised people that a tactics game could be so driven by story. Was that a challenge for you to do? Was it like, what sort of principles, I guess, as you were developing the game, were you thinking about in terms of rendering, oh yeah, I'm in a mech and I'm playing in this game that had a tabletop experience to begin with, but there really is a story underlying it that kind of pushes it forward? Or not? I'm just curious about story versus gameplay balance, I guess, here. And that's for either one of you.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, it was challenging. I mean,
sure, of course it's game development. It's all challenging.
Nothing was easy. I think that it was definitely a learning process for us coming off of Shadowrun to learn how to weave our story through a different gameplay experience. And
okay.
Some of our storytelling instincts from Shadowrun still served us very well, and others did not. And so there was a learning process there. I think at the end of the day, it's just that heavy focus on emotive quality and iteration. Andrew, our lead writer, always brings that to the table, and
Yep.
And just all of us sort of being willing to keep on adjusting this thing until we felt like it was really hitting those beats, both in the missions themselves, the story missions themselves, the conversations that you have with your crew in between, and then finally the cinematics that we were able to sort of capstone some of the high notes with. I think I'm really happy with how that's all flowing now. But
part of it is
a year ago.
Well, welcome to game development. A year ago, you wouldn't want to show. Well, we did show people, but we showed them,
but not the story
much.
part.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'd like to add to that because one thing is when you realize a lot of games have one storytelling mechanism, right? And Mike just listed several.
Okay.
And so we tried to use as many as we could, or create as many as we could. Even, for example, we have tooltips, right? Not that we invented this sort of thing, but there's a proper noun in your game, and something like Battletech. Oh my God, proper noun central, right? But some people want to gloss over those. Some people are interested in, who is the magistracy of Canopus? What is Fialdir or whatever? And you get to mouse over, and it's sort of at a glance, you can figure out whether you like it or not and keep going. That is a form of storytelling and world building. And so there's conversations, there's all that kind of stuff in there. So that's important. The other reason we were able to do it is because as studio manager, I can tell you, investment. When Mike says iteration, what he meant was we spent a fuck ton of money. We spent a lot of money on this, in terms of we had a writer who did almost nothing but write and iterate this story and take feedback on the story and rewrite the story, etc. He also laid out all of the story mission first drafts to make sure that, the story was really represented on screen too.
So that play test is a really important part of our process too. Once we can get it into a new user's hands, there's not really any substitute for the kind of feedback and
writing is rewriting
insight we get from that.
Yeah. Even on the story level, then you mean? So these folks were able to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, we made adjustments. How long late was our last adjustment?
I don't know. Too late.
It was not too late because we won. Well,
victory. Because victory. Yeah, that's neat. And again, I cannot, just quick side note to chat, which knows that I care about this. Boy, do I love me companies that care about story in anything, but story and narrative in games. So I approve. And I want to ask actually one question, if I may, to Mitch, then we'll actually get into some more of the nitty gritty of the game. This is I'm just curious, and Mike, maybe you were affected by this too. Mitch, did your experience on Death from Above have any influence whatsoever? And I mean, I sort of mean that, not really tongue in cheek. I mean that you obviously played a significant role on Hyper RPG's Death from Above for a while. And
Battletech role-playing game, for those who don't know it. Yes. Role-playing game with giant robot models that we would literally blow up.
It was a lot of fun to watch. It really was. Yeah. And I guess I'm curious about, did any of that storytelling, not that you were against it before, but did any of that experience kind of stick with you in terms of the drama, the dramatic moment, or anything like that, which you could pass on for Mike? Mike, did you watch any of it? Were you influenced by it?
Oh God, no, I hope you didn't watch it.
I'm just curious.
A
lot of people did, Mitch. A lot of people watched that. I'm just telling you.
I was there behind the set a couple times, so I got to see a little bit of the energy of the crew, but there was a point early on in this project when Hyper RPG spun up, and some people were working on that a little bit or involved in DFA, and I think it was awesome, but I had my hands full over here, so I sort of compartmentalized.
But the answer is, I think Death from Above did have some influence on this game in a positive way, because 3 of our designers were on the show. 4 of our designers were on the show, either as regulars, as guest stars. Andrew, like we were talking about, who wrote our Shadowrun games, and this one also guest starred on the show. He was actually awesome. He was great. Nice. And it helped us sort of steep ourselves in the emotion of it, because it was a weirdly emotional Twitch show too. There was like real
saw that,
real
yeah.
tears.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit,
no, for real.
including me. I broke on the show. I broke in character. I broke. I had an acting moment. So anyway, yeah, it had an effect, and you'll see a bunch of Easter eggs in the game because of that too.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of affection for the show. It actually meant a lot to several of us.
Yeah, that's really neat. And I think it
is
definitely.
when it's that 30-year-old thing, and it's just another way to explore the Battletech universe. And I mean, seriously, the Battletech universe can be explored a lot. There's a lot of games you can make in there.
And actually, that brings me to one last question, I promise, about this before I open up the game, which is, did you mentioned before about that you tried with the tooltips with many different storytelling mechanisms within the game? Is that something which you think Battletech as a particular unique property called for, which is not to say that you wouldn't try to tell a good story in whatever game, but what I'm just saying is you've used a lot of this idea that we wanted to sort of get story in from many different angles that people could access in many different ways. Is that something which Battletech as a property kind of inspired you to do? I know you said you drew from Shadowrun, but it seems to me that even more than Shadowrun, it sounds to me like you were trying to get its story in different ways here. And I'm curious if the property
Well, you're
had
Mr.
anything to do with
Inspiration.
I would say only indirectly, to be honest.
Okay.
Indirectly in the sense that Battletech lore can be very daunting, and so we looked for a lot of different ways to sort of parcel that out over time. So tooltips did become a very important part of that strategy.
Okay.
So that Andrew didn't have to write a bunch of, so we're going to go to the Magistracy, which, as you know, is the faction to the west that,
Info dump.
Right.
And we picked that up actually from Pillars, another Paradox game, and other Paradox games have also used that sort of tooltip system, and so that really just took a burden off of us
Narratively.
Fill in some of those details. And by and large, as we were telling the story, then we just tried to not make it overly immersed in the minutiae of Battletech lore.
Right.
How does Battletech lore enrich this this story that we believe is solid on its own, right?
A lot of it, and one of the absolute core values of Harebrained schemes is about respect. It's about respect for each other. It's about respect for the audience. It's about respect for the source material. And it's about respect that we'll give you this, a respect for the characters themselves. So these characters actually live in the Battletech universe. They're not there to be expository venues for the Battletech universe. These people, to us, are people.
Right. Well, that's enormously important for sure. This is then a game that you would say people who are brand new to the Battletech universe, but let's say they're interested in tactics, or they like RPGs, or this is the kind of game that would also be appealing to them, right? In other words, this is not.
So. Yeah.
From the streams that we've been watching, because we've been watching them, it seems like that's the case. Okay. Rather than us saying yes, this is what we think, it's more like that's what we're observing, and that's lovely.
I would say there is a prerequisite, which is that you like turn-based strategy games in some form. Because it is a turn-based strategy game, and it's a heavy turn-based strategy game.
Yeah.
And Darksaber actually says in chat, I can vouch this is very good for making newcomers feel welcome. All right.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah,
that's really badass. My experience was very different with the Mech Commander series, which had zero tutorial, by the way. It had a manual.
I heard rumors.
I had a manual like as thick as my arm, and it had no story.
Right? I kind of miss game manuals though. Like sometimes the like really cool art and like
we made a nice
lore, like narrative bits.
Yeah, we absolutely overdid it with that manual. Spent our cost of goods on that was stupid. But anyway,
I remember getting the Fallout 2 manual, and it was like spiral bound.
Yeah, or Baldur's Gate 2.
Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. It had the cloth map too, if you got the deluxe edition, and
Anyway, Mech Commander 1 had this beautiful opening cinema that still makes me mist up. I love that. And then after that, it's all just like, okay, in this mission do this, in this mission do that, and all we're trying to do is get to the starport because it's an invasion. Mech Commander Gold, we added more storytelling to that, and in Mech Commander 2, ramped that up in a big way with lots and lots of FMV, but nothing like this. That was, here's the situation, so you can go pound on people. It really wasn't about humans or anything. It was just reason for pounding on people.
Yeah, and this is obviously got more sort of allows you to kind of bring you through the story as well. All right, well, let me fire this up. Before I do that, let me welcome everybody. We hit 115 people at one time, which is great. Welcome everybody to GOG. Welcome to Pen and Pixels. I am very lucky to be joined by Mitch Gitleman and Mike McCain, studio manager and game director respectively of Battletech, which just came out from Harebrained Schemes, was released today, and I know it's been a very long journey for these guys. I have had both of them on my stream, on my own channel, several times to talk about the Shadowrun games, which I love universally and think were tremendous things. And I actually had the chance to go to Harebrained Schemes Studios and actually do a voiceover event there where Trendane and some others were there doing, I think it was Shadowrun Hong Kong, if I'm not mistaken. And that was it was really cool to get a chance to actually see that. I'm going to ask a few more questions of these guys as I play through a little bit here, and then I will open it up for questions from chat. We have these folks for another 25 minutes or so, so I want to make sure that I give enough time for them to do that. As not to try to talk over the story, I'm going to fire up a skirmish here and prepare to get my ass handed to me, which happened repeatedly yesterday. So I guess that the other question I had too was, one of the things that I noticed when I first fired this up, and I remember actually playing, I guess it was Mech Warrior 2. I have one of the Mech Warriors here. And I remember, in that case being like, wow, I don't know what everything does. And just being like, I hope that this is right. And being a little bit intimidated, I guess I would say. And initially when this first fires up, I'm like, oh my God, loadouts, mech bays. I don't, but I have to say that I'm probably playing it horrifically, but it still seemed like I could enjoy the game, even though I'm probably being terrible tactically. And I guess what I'm curious about is, in terms of game designs and game principles, in a gameplay sense, how much did you want to reward, how do I put it, previous knowledge of these types of games? I don't mean turn-based necessarily, but sort of mech combat. Do you think that people who play the tabletop have significant advantages? Did you want them to or not want them to? I'm just curious about previous familiarity and how you wanted that to play in with the games.
I think it's unavoidable. I mean, the mech customization experience is such a core part of any Battletech Mech Warrior game that it's something that you have to sort of pick up over time. So somebody that already has that will get going out of the gate quicker. We definitely have tried to create an environment where you have time to learn it, though, and you can learn by doing as much as possible.
How do you, let me jump in and quickly ask, how do you do that? What were some of the things you did to give people enough time?
Lots of iteration. So the first couple story missions, you don't do any mech customization, and then we sort of give you a very limited amount of management freedom, in which you've got some cushion financially in case you make mistakes. And then after that, we give you a brand new mech that only has a single weapon equipped. So you kind of are forced at that point to figure out, what do I want to put on this mech, and how does that work? And there's a tutorial available in the mech lab. There's conversations you can have with the crew to learn a little bit more. And there's tooltips, and heavily tooltipped in the mech lab. But no one thing is like the be all and end all. Now they shall understand. It's just too big for that. And, I guess the last thing I'll say is, if you think that opening up a mech lab is intimidating, trying to design and build a mech lab is an order of magnitude intimidating as well.
And I'm really happy why we're so tired.
Our team ended up on it.
Well,
it definitely took some iteration.
And I guess let me ask about that for a moment. What was it about? Are there a couple of things in particular that stood out as being the most difficult thing? Was there, because you were worried about it being too difficult to figure out all the ins and outs, all the specific minor details, the UI, the feel? I'm curious what about it in particular was difficult for you. I'm not saying you can narrow everything down, but I mean, were there a couple things you're like, oh my God, this thing is really hard?
It is all the above. A lot of it has to do with what information to surface when.
Okay.
And at depth. And what do I need to do after I have that information? what action can I take, and where do I need to go to get the information I need to take the next action? And it's a lattice. That's the best way to think about it. It's just this lattice work of, between heat and tonnage and weapon size and blah, blah, blah. There's just a ton of stuff to contextualize and to make visually understandable. It was a rough one. It was a real rough one. And our UI UX team did stellar work at iterating also, just like the writing. It's about getting it on screen, realizing you screwed up and doing it again. In general, most games that I've been a part of, we revamped the interface maybe 3 times before each ship. Pretty much across the board. I made a poker game where I did that, and it's a poker game.
There were iterations there of the poker, so to speak.
yeah. It's tough. The rules of poker are very simple, and yet, what do you need to know when?
Yeah.
It's all like that. Interface is quite a blending of art and science and psychology. It's really neat. And video game development is alchemy, right? Just taking all these, inert components and trying to make magic out of them, and you're doing it with a team, and that's where the magic actually happens. It's always with the team.
And that's a question that I wanted to ask about balance, although I should quickly say, yes, hello, Mrs. Dunsel. I know that Mrs. Dunsel and Commander Dunsel are known to the Harebrained Schemes folks.
Known and beloved.
Known and beloved, indeed. So I wanted to ask about that, and Mitch, this is a question, I'm going to ask it on the macro level first, and then Mike, I want to ask you for your development team on the micro level. On the macro level, I've asked you before in interviews, Mitch, about decisions about what to prioritize because of resources that the studio has. You have limited resources. Yeah. And I guess I have a question about that with this, because this was, again, an order of magnitude in some ways of complexity higher than what you were dealing with Shadowrun, which was much more character driven and you didn't have all the mech stuff to worry about. So I guess, first of all, on the macro level, what sort of things did you have to, were you like, God, if I had $100 million budget, like, were there things that you were just like, crap, I wish I could have added this or that? Or were there things that you had to sort of move and shift slightly into the background to foreground to other things in terms of balancing out what the studio needed? And then I'm going to ask that to Mike too.
$100 million budget.
We don't want that.
Sounds absolutely daunting.
Constraints to creativity.
Okay.
Sorry, Star Citizen. No.
It's 150, just for the record.
Okay. Yeah.
Or higher. Yeah.
But anyway, that budget never actually ends.
Creativity, and I'm very, very sincere about that. So we're at our most creative when we're in a corner trying to fight our way out.
Sometimes a little more breathing room in the corner. Sometimes
you know what you want in the corner?
You just want it to be too crowded.
You just want some money in your bank account. It's like, you guys want to fight a little longer? That's cool.
No, it's just about finding the middle ground.
Yeah, it always is. And in this game, there's something that I say all the time, certainly online, and people around here truly believe it, which is great because Mike leads it that way, which is focus leads to quality. Focus equals quality. And define your sandbox and just stop with the feature creep. Just do these things and do them as well as you possibly can. Don't have 150 as one of our creative directors, Chris Rogers, says. You don't need 10 silver or bronze medal features. What you need are 1 to 3 gold medal features, and that's the way we try and do it.
Yeah, that's interesting. And that idea of creativity and coming from constraints, of course, is a thing that I've heard many times before, but it is refreshing to hear, no, we do want to actually stop at some point with what we have and just do it, and release the game and that sort of thing.
Shipping holy crap, yeah. Can we please ship the game? That would be swell.
That'd be great if we could
it's the longest project I've worked on.
It is not. It is about half the size of the longest project that I've worked on, but that can be nasty. But you don't learn anything until you ship, so not really.
That's interesting. Why is
Jordan's
that?
Thing. He says that all the time.
I
want to personally. If I could ship every 16 weeks, I would. A video game. The first game we made here, we did in 12 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks. And
I
then
modify that
16.
a little bit. I think that there's different degrees of shipping.
Agreed.
Backer beta was a ship.
Agreed.
Even taking the Super Pre-Alpha to Gen Con was a lesser version of a shipping.
No, that's a great point, actually, because and in both of those cases, and when we ship the multiplayer backup beta, learning.
Yeah, you learn when you can put the game in front of enough people.
That's
And
right.
our play testing for the last 3 months was maybe not shipping, but it was certainly very informative. And then when we do finally ship the whole thing, we learn a lot more about where we're at and where we want to take this project next, and all sorts of great stuff.
Is there something in particular that you can think of that you got as feedback that was particular? I'm sure there were many, but just an example of something that you got as feedback that you're like, yep, that's totally right, and I'm glad that someone gave us that feedback. Was there something like that you can think of?
Oh, I mean, most of it. I mean, it's usually like pretty obvious, but you're working on it. You're so close, you just miss stuff, and then somebody points it out, and you're like, oh, yeah, we should probably do that better. And so it's just this loop, and I think the most important thing I've learned is just try to do it as quickly as possible. Like if that feedback's coming in, I'm speed reading it. I'm trying to identify trends. I'm trying to identify what the biggest things for us to focus on. I don't want to stop and agonize over it too much. I don't,
Analysis paralysis.
beating ourselves up
thing.
over not catching something sooner. Like
Screw that.
It's just let's get the feedback as soon as we can, and we were trying to get better at that over the course of the project, and then we can react.
Action, action, action.
That's
It's better to get it now than to get it on launch day.
That sounds
We'll
great.
get plenty on launch day still, I know, but the more that we can front load, the better.
That's neat, and it seems like good advice too. All right, well, chat, we have about 15 minutes left for these folks, so I'm going to give you a chance to ask Mitch Gitleman and Mike McCain some questions you have as well. What I would like to do here is 2 ground rules, please. First of all, I reserve the right to not ask questions that I don't think will be useful in this particular context / I've been asked not to ask previously, or whatever. Secondly, the way to ask the question is please type in all caps question, the word question, colon, and then whatever your question actually is, and I'll try to get to as many of these as I can before these guys go off and have some well-deserved celebratory cigars. I do want to note for the record that I killed a mech faster than any time in history, so that I've ever
You're
done.
learning. Good work.
I'm learning gradually / getting very
better.
lucky because the devs are here. So the game is behaving because it's like, oh crap, the boss is in town. But okay. Oh dear God, Tire Fire with a question for the ages. Let's see, bit of a long-winded one. Both the pre-order and the crowdfunding. Okay, this all basically comes down to, I think, skins and having to log into the Paradox account to access extra mech skins and stuff like that. I don't know if that's a question for Paradox or if you guys have a general response to logged in to Paradox to access certain extra material or not.
So we needed a system to unlock the rewards that we had promised and committed to, and the Paradox account turned out to be a good system for us to do that. As far as online versus offline, though, what you need to do is log in to associate your account so that we know basically you can get your code in and we can unlock that stuff. Once you're there, I'm pretty sure if you want to play in Steam offline mode, because
Once you get your rewards,
your
or
game
whatever.
state has been unlocked, you are fine to play offline if you prefer that.
Okay, so once the game, so that's good. So basically, you have to log in once, and then more or less you're good to go from that point
I
forward.
believe so.
For the most part.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And that whole, Paradox account system, you got to understand as a small game developer with limited resources, right? When somebody says to you, hey, by the way, we have this system that does everything you want, it's a good idea to say yes. Right?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely understandable. And it seems like sounds like you guys have been pretty happy with Paradox, right? I mean, like you've been happy with your relationship with them. So
Yeah, surprise.
They've been great collaborators on the marketing of the game. They've been able to give us a very nice signal boost to their strategy game audience and just the broader audience in general. They really understand and just respect the creative vision that we've established for the game, and came into this partnership wanting to take that and spread the word. So yeah, we've had a great time working.
that's awesome. I lost. Well, listen. Sometimes you make an omelet, you're gonna lose some.
This.
You're gonna lose some eggs. You're gonna break some eggs.
We're
Okay.
not judging you.
Yeah, I know. Silently, you're like, God, is he terrible? Was the time period being 3025? Classicor asks, are there any mech designs of later eras you would have liked to include?
I think
later
everybody
eras?
wishes the Mad Cat was in.
Mickey Mech.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
But in success in the future, all things are possible.
All right, that seems reasonable to me. Let's see. Bez Barrier, voice acting. I'm not going to ask that question, Bez, just because I want to keep this focused on Battletech if we can. I will just say that Shadowrun's awesome, and you should listen to, on my YouTube channel, the voiceover that Trendane did, so you can listen to the dulcet tones of Duncan Wu in Trendane's inimitable voice. So other questions that people might have for Mitch and Mike. We have them for about another 10 minutes. Again, just ask, please, question, all capital letters, colon, and then the question that you have, and we will go with that. And I will, in the meantime, attempt to blow the hell out of this mech, which I did. Huzzah! 2 of them down. Good. One thing I want to mention, actually, while we're doing this is I love, first of all, the music. I know there's been a lot of discussion of the music, but the sound design, there's just a feeling of weight about these things when they hit, when they walk. And I guess, Mike, for you, what was working on the sound design, I imagine for this even more than in Shadowrun, was critical, and I'm curious if you could just talk briefly about that, about the sound portion of getting this all going.
Sure. I mean, I learned a lot about sound design and VO recording and that entire process on this project, to be honest. Rob, our audio director, really did a fantastic job of arranging all of that and managing that whole process and making our mechs sound suitably weighty. And John, of course, contributed a fantastic score. We did a lot more in-game music, like wise stems and that sort of thing than we've done in the past. So the music state and audio state of the game is much more reactive to what's happening than we were able to do in our Shadowrun games. And so that's all just been really rewarding to watch come together. I am in awe of their skills. Chris Burgess did a great job mixing our cinematics. And I don't get to take much credit, though. I just react to things.
More blue. Make it more blue.
Let's see. Classic Gore asks, question, as far as I know, there were a few, this is now way beyond my lore knowledge, re-seen mechs in the game. Was there a point at which you wanted to stay away from those because of the whole unseen re-seen thing? I have no idea what the unseen re-seen thing is.
Yeah, and that's something we're just not going to talk about.
Okay. Got it. Lovely.
Respectfully.
No, that's fine. That's good to know. I
don't mean to you. Screw you. I mean to Classicore.
Okay. As long as we're clear.
Yeah, I just got to get that out.
Let me ask one thing, too, about... so part of what you're doing here, you had a lot of aspects of the environment that are destructible, obviously. And cover plays such an important role, despite my inability to find any of it. Cover plays such an important role in this game that I guess I'm curious a little bit, too, about what were you doing? How did you think about constructing the environment that was sort of rational but not too destructible? I'm not answering that properly. I guess something that sort of seemed as if it organically would seem reasonable, that certain buildings would be destroyed but not other things, against the need to have cover for balance, basically, in these games, because it's so important to have that. I guess I'm thinking about the level design and how you design the environments to be able to handle destruction or not destruction as you're going through it.
I'd say the primary touchstone at the beginning of the project was to make naturalistic terrain, to not be super conformative to a grid or a hex grid or whatever, to really go with rolling hills and sort of experience some of the rawness of this part of the frontier, the periphery.
Okay.
As far as how gameplay factors into that, most of that was really the early iteration of our movement model. It took a long time to get right, to have the traversal over that terrain feel good, and being able to find that cover and water and what have you. As far as buildings, I think it was mostly just trying to establish a visual language for what's considered a foundation and then what's sort of a freestanding thing that you can blow up.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff you can blow up.
I notice. There's a whole lot that you can blow up
or
as well.
stomp on. There's some category. There's buildings like right there that are small enough that if you walk through them, they just crumble.
Yeah, and that was what a lot of people talked about this as well, was the question of size, that just the scale of it too, that you wanted to show a lot of things where you could see how damn big these these things are. And I guess that question of scale became impressive also. Was there a concern ever about making the game, or how did you avoid making it too ponderous, like, if you follow what I mean, too slow and heavy? Because I don't think you did, but I'm just curious as to how you avoided that, because I could see that being a concern. Sorry, say again.
Constant vigilance.
Okay.
We tried to shave every second off of the turn loop that we thought we could.
Less than seconds.
We've been iterating on this thing a lot, and I still think likely there's room in the future to improve. I know that's something XCOM did after launch. Introduce some accelerated options, and so that's all the type of stuff that we're considering for post-launch, just after the dust settles from launch. Formulate more of a plan for where we go next.
I see. Okay. Small question, Classic or S, and we'll just ask one or two more. I know you guys have to get going in a couple of minutes. How many mech designs are in the game, not counting alternate loadouts?
33?
33.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm within like 5% accuracy.
Okay.
They're like Pokeballs. You got to catch them all.
I will hold you to that, making sure that it's exactly that amount. No.
Yeah, that's right. You're going to be graded on this. Is this on the final, by the way?
I was going to say, I mean, presumably. Yeah, Classic. Well, he seems to like it. He gets 33 and a heart, so that's a good sign.
All right.
Speaking of, and I know you don't want to talk about, obviously, about things that are next. However, can you foresee situations where more mechs might be released in the future, / more, a la Shadowrun? You might examine more of the story. Are there circumstances where you could imagine that happening at some point in the future?
Yeah, I can imagine a lot of things.
Oh, I can imagine a lot of things.
Okay.
What I can't imagine is nickel and diming our audience.
That's a good question. Right. Can you describe? So explain what that would feel like to you, Mitch. You don't have to say a specific game.
It's okay. It's like, okay, now you can buy the, Battlemaster 2000, and it's only, $3 or something. Not going to do that.
Okay. Which is extremely, I think that's extremely valuable, because a lot of people, they get that a lot, and it's obnoxious.
Yeah, I know. It goes back to that core value we were talking about, respect for your audience.
Yep.
So nice chunky things, if we can, in success, if we're able to make more stuff. Nice chunky things make sense.
Yeah. Zeno, that's a good question, but that one I'm not going to ask because
we can here. Well,
can you?
I'm willing. The general answer right now is just that we're waiting for the dust to settle for launch. We've got a lot of potential plans for the project, and in success, we want to continue building on Battletech for a good time. But it all just it depends how we do and where we see that we want to focus on, and after we've taken a little bit of a break, probably too.
Yeah, look, we're not Cylons. We don't have this great grand plan that actually doesn't exist. It's more about, because that was complete bullshit, but more to the point.
Instead of the opening crawl, they have a plan.
Yeah, I remember. I still remember. But I didn't watch that hideous sequel thing. But anyway, we have ideas that we would love to do. We have wishes that we would love to do. We would love to advance the timeline in Battletech. It's so interesting, and introduce a whole bunch of things. Yeah, we'd love to do all those things. Now what we have to do is blend the art and science of game development and put on our thinking caps and our listening caps, and hear what people are saying about it and figure out what the right thing to do is for us and for the audience. But it's for everybody. There's a lot to take in. That's why we can't say anything or won't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's. I love this system of being able to move to a spot and then see the targeting. That's just really cool.
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, huge. That was a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so did you see his question? Have you?
No.
So Mr. Zeno asks, have you missed being asked the question? This is about the thing I asked you about before the stream even began, about I think it's about the quad mechs.
Oh, quad mech.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, we had quads completely implemented in the game.
And then people pissed me off and I cut them.
I'm sorry, we're just messing.
Yeah. Quad mechs are 4 of these. Okay.
Just like on top of them, can you make an enormous Voltron style mech? Is that the idea?
You could have before, but we took that out of the game.
Oh, see, this is why we can't have nice things.
That's right. See that? Now,
Oh man, this is why I destroy them.
over.
That's really funny. Okay, well, one or two more, I guess. Maybe two more, and then I'll let you guys go. I mentioned it. Yes, I do what I can, Zeno. I do what I can. Okay, so I guess a couple of questions here. First of all, to sort of wrap up. The first one, I guess, is in terms of the overall arc of the story. How much, when you sort of look at the choice between linear and non-linear, the famous, how many branches can you actually have? Would you say that there are a fair number of choices available for people to be engaged in within this, or is there a fairly linear story? And before you answer that, let me say that I actually have never had trouble with linear stories. I think it's an incredibly overrated non-issue, but I wanted to bring it up because I do know that it matters to some people. So I'm curious about that.
Battletech's a linear story campaign. So in Shadowrun, the player agency space was all around making narrative choices, dialogue choices, and in Battletech it's really about the player agency is all around making management choices. So how am I customizing my mechs? What missions am I choosing to take?
And when?
How and when am I choosing to engage with the story and manage my mech warriors, upgrade the Argo, and so that's really the axis on which all of our choice space unfolds.
And there's plenty of it.
Okay, that makes sense, and I think it actually provides for a much more coherent story too when that stuff happens that way. And then, Classicore asks, lambs, yay or nay? I guess that's a short one. I can just throw in quickly.
Nay.
Nay?
Nay. That would be another half year at least of development.
Okay, well there's a good answer.
Those are land-air mechs, so.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Once you put air into it, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a big. That would be a big old
focus leads to quality.
Yeah, that would be a big old no. I would agree. Okay, so I guess the last question that I would have then is, I know you were now going to head off to your celebration, and I guess what I would ask is, how long do you folks wait, either Mike or Mitch, before you start thinking about, this? Do you wait a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months before you start thinking about, here's the cool stuff that we want to do next? Because you guys do very different things each time. Necropolis, Golem Arcana, obviously Shadowrun this. So how long do you wait before you start thinking about, okay, now the time has come to kind of get into whatever the next stage is?
Thinking we start early and do often. It's the move forward decisions that we wait for.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So in terms of like where the company goes, because that's where you're getting at. It's not like what's next for Battletech. It's more what's next for Harebrained Schemes.
Correct. I guess. Well, sort of. I mean, I don't want to make you, yes.
That's cool. We have ideas. What we don't have is a lack of ideas. Never a lack of ideas. And then it's just a matter of, right time, what's the priority and stuff. But what you'll see from us is games that, make you think and make you feel.
That's a good answer.
That doesn't go away.
That is a very good answer. And I think I've just about destroyed this thing.
Got a smoke,
You
baby.
got this.
I got just one.
Nice.
I got one more thing I got to do on this guy. Come on,
One more shot.
One more shot. Come on, take the one more shot. This would be perfect. This would be the stuff of legend if I could actually somehow defeat a mech. All right, here we go. Fire. Destroy this guy. Oh my God. Why are you so strong as a big robot with huge armor? God damn it. All right, come on. Fire. I'm going to finish. I want to finish this upright. Fire all cannons at the thing.
Do it.
Okay, there we go. Okay, move over the thing, and then fire down at this. Back up this way. All right, now fire everything.
Focus fire. We call that focus fire.
You call that focus fire?
Yeah, and now what you're about to do, I think, is an alpha.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Down they go. I somehow won it, and I didn't totally, utterly embarrass myself. Huzzah. That is the way we do it, people. Mission success.
You're better than me.
So, gentlemen, this is a really, really great success for all of you. And I've said before that I actually use Harebrained Scheme Studios in a lot of ways as an example of how to do the stuff right. As I said, I've been to their space. And I've seen the way they do things a couple of years ago, and every time they put out a game, they just do it the right way. And so it seems like most people agree with me. We will see, but I think it's great. I think you've done a great job with this, and I look forward to seeing the next cool stories that you're going to be coming up with from your studio that you're going to develop. So, Mitch, Mike, thank you so much for joining us. This was great. Go have your celebratory cigar. Chat, can we get some love for the two of them? And guys, thank you so much. This is great stuff.
Thanks for having us. That was fun.
All right. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, there we go. Good stuff. That's what I'm talking about, people. So let's get that love, people, for chat. Let's get in chat. Let's get that love. Thank you, Salio. And I actually won the skirmish. I won the skirmish. Well, look at that. And it only cost me 2 guys. I only had 2 people that got destroyed as a consequence. That's pretty awesome. I may do one more skirmish because I feel like I don't necessarily want to get into the campaign yet, because I've been playing, obviously, Divinity Original Sin 2, but I don't want to necessarily jump over to that right now because I want to continue to do that. Yeah, I know, Saber. I know, expensive repair bill. See, I don't even know how, because this is a skirmish, so I guess you don't actually have that in terms of the repair bill, but actually these 2, like Blackjack and the Hunchback, are in much better condition, these 2, than in previous times. Like, see, Inquisitor. These 2, I mean, I lost the 2 light mechs, and I don't know. So you guys can assess my progress here. Like, how does that all work? Like, basically, if you were looking at these things, how badly did I do? Like, was it garbage? Was it okay? I'm just curious because I like to be able to measure, again, now not for someone who is an expert. Like, I have very seldom, I have obviously played a few tactical games in the past, but not with probably this level of complexity. I've been more like a Heroes of Might Magic type guy. So would this be a bad result? Like these 2 or not? I'm just curious. In your game, you don't field more than 1 light mech? Hello, Snakebeard. Seven out of 5. But what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. I'm just curious about, like, I'm going to pay a lot of repairs and be in the hospital for a long time. Yeah, well, so that's the thing that's weird to me. Like, so was that an example where I would have, under a normal game, it would have been better if I had been even more cautious, or if I wasn't aggressive enough? I'm just curious. See you, class score. Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking is because I want to get a sense of losing the light battles. Yeah, they're not going to be in the hospital. These people are dead. They're dead. These guys are okay. I think they might have an injury, maybe. But these guys, however, are much more hurt. These guys got absolutely annihilated. Okay, because that's what I'm curious about, was just to get a sense of, like, I wanted to know if it's like, no, if you lose 2 light mechs during battle, pretty much that's a disaster. Like, I just wanted to know about that. Because, like, in a regular game, would I then be able to, salvage these opponent mechs, right? Like, I'd be able to salvage those things? I'd be able to salvage them theoretically, would I? I'm just looking at these different parts of things. Arclight and Kraken. I don't know. Maybe I'll start the campaign. I guess I could start the campaign. I have not played the campaign yet at all, so I'm not going to be continuing this game, by the way, but I might be starting it. More than the mechs, it's the pilot experience. What you lost is more. Oh, okay. I'll just... See, because this was just a skirmish, so these are just, like, people that you just get default pilots, I think, basically, right? So I'm just going to play, I think, the first mission-ish of the campaign just to get a sense of things. So I don't think this is spoiling very much for anybody because I assume most people will have seen part of it. But I'm going to do that, and we're going to see how this stuff goes. I do want to thank again Mitch Gitleman and Mike McCain from Harebrained Schemes for a really wonderful conversation. I am very appreciative of them, and I'm glad that we were able to chat. So let's do it. New. While not as famous as other Merc units, the Gravewalkers have worked both for and against every major noble house for centuries. I mean, Darksaber and I... Oh, thank you 8-Bit, for doing the next command, because I'm pretty sure I had the time wrong. So thanks, dude. Thank you, 8-Bit. Yeah, she had to cancel her stream. So Boof is going to be up next in about, like, 19 hours. Cool. Yeah, Darksaber really likes this game. We'll see what I think, but... Okay, here we go. Beginning of the campaign. So far, I like the skirmish, what I've seen.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Oregon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less.
Music is awesome.
A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history.
That's what I'm all about.
Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
It's good opening. Very good opening. Music is on point. Welcome to the Oregon Reach. The Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the Rimward Periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of the more densely colonized Inner Sphere. And the Rimward Periphery is a region of space bordering and surrounding the Inner Sphere. The area directly opposite the galactic core is known as the Rimward Periphery. The Rimward Periphery is home to major states such as the Magistracy of Canopus, the Taurian Concordat, and the Oregon Coalition, as well as a large number of independent worlds. Okay. And the Inner Sphere is the region of space within about 500 light-years of Terra. This area is divided between the 5 successor states of the former Star League. This region is the heart of human civilization and culture. Beyond the Inner Sphere is the Periphery. The Oregon Coalition, let's see, is an interstellar state in the Oregon Reach area of the Rimward Periphery bordering both Capellan and Taurian space. Growing out of a trade partnership in the mid-29th century, the Oregon Coalition was formally established in 2910 by High Lady Kiona Arano. In the past 100 years, the coalition has grown from 4 systems to a total of 23. So the Oregon Coalition is a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. Foresight and Vision, the hereditary rulers of the Oregon Coalition, currently led by Lady Kamea Arano. The Arano House sigil is a great cormorant on a field of red. The ancestral seat of House Arano is Coromadir VI. From the early days of the Rimward Trade Partnership and the founding of the Oregon Coalition in 2910 through to the current day, House Arano has led the systems of the Oregon Reach. Okay. Decades ago, your family came to the Reach from Magistracy. I think that's how it is. I think it's magistracy. Okay, we've got the Draconis Combine. Mag warriors who hail from the Combine, which is one of the 5 successor states of the Star League, located coreward, spinward of Terra, ruled by House Karita. Combine has always been aggressively expansionist. Head of the Combine was the first of the Council Lords to declare himself the new ruler of the collapsing Star League, regularly in conflicts along its borders with all its neighbors. The Combine is a highly structured militaristic society. See if I do better than Flejos or Darksaber. Let's see. Structured militaristic society, rulership in the hands of the coordinator, the commander-in-chief of the Draconis military. Combine's culture is heavily influenced by the Japanese roots of the ruling family, despite the minority status of those with Japanese ancestry, as this cultural heritage is imposed from above by the predominantly Japanese ruling class. Current leader of the Combine is coordinator Takashi Kurita. Disciplined, relentless fighters, no matter the odds they might face in the battlefield. Although the Draconis Combine is as ethnically diverse as any of the vast interstellar empires, it's also the one of the most culturally homogeneous. Over centuries of rule, the founding House Kurita, Honor the Dragon, dominated the Draconis Combine since its founding in 2319 by Shiro Kurita, who imbued the state with its strong Japanese culture. Personal honor and a self-reliance bordering on xenophobia are hallmarks of Kuritan policy. I don't think I'm going to be going with these people. Embracing the way of the warrior, Draconis Combine has a long history of antagonism with and aggression against its neighbors. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing this. Succeeded in uniting the people of the Combine into a single culture, one heavily molded around medieval Japanese society, while some, most notably the descendants of the conquered Principality of Rasalhague, which is a minor interstellar state conquered 700 years ago by the Draconis Combine, now officially known as the Rasalhague Military District, continue to chafe at the uniformity of Draconis society. Overall, this has created a more cohesive populace and military than seen in the other great houses of the Inner Sphere. Yeah, no. The Free World League Merrick. The Free Worlds League. One of the 5 successor states, rimward and anti-spinward of Terra, ruled by House Merrick. The League was, with the Capellan Confederation, one of the original signatories of the treaties that would eventually form the Star League. After the fall of the Star League, the Free Worlds League granted broad control over its economy and government to the commander of its military, the Captain General. Known for being a powerful mercantile state, but the succession wars have nearly destroyed its economy. Current ruler of the League is Captain General Janos Merrick. Tend to be passionate, enduring fighters who value justice and equality among all else. Okay. Oldest and theoretically most democratic of the great successor states of the Inner Sphere, Free Worlds League is actually a broad coalition of many minor noble houses. Most of the League's history ruled under martial law by Captain General or by traditionists from House Merrick. Cultural diversity and relative independence of its component regions are at once the greatest strength of the Free Worlds League and its greatest weaknesses. That's not bad. That's not bad. Federated Sons hail from the Federated Sons, one of the 5 successor states, rimward and spinward, ruled by House Davian. Most powerful of the 5, people of the Federation pride themselves in their self-proclaimed role as defenders of justice and liberty, quite capable of ruthless decisive action, and its idealism readily gives way to pragmatism when called for. Current ruler of the Federation, Prince Hans Davian, is an experienced unconventional military commander. The alliance with the Lyran Commonwealth effectively ended the Third Succession War. Possess more than finely honed skills and better equipment than their counterparts from other regions of space, see themselves as righteous warriors, champions of liberty, sometimes to a fault. Though nearly extinguished by the Draconis Combine in the First Succession War, which was a brutal conflict that ravaged the Inner Sphere from 2786 to 2821, Minoru Kurita declared himself the new First Lord of the Star League. Leaders of the other great houses followed suit, becoming known as Successor Lords, notable for the devastating effect it had on the Inner Sphere's infrastructure and technology base. Much of what was lost has not been regained in the intervening centuries. All right, sleep well, 8-Bit, and thank you very much, 8-Bit, for redoing the next. I appreciate it. And for everyone who jumped into mod, everybody, thanks. Renowned House Davian, by Freedom's Sword. From their capital world of New Avalon, the Davian family led the Federated Sons to become one of the largest, most militarily powerful states in the Inner Sphere. Federated Sons' motto, by Freedom's Sword, illustrates their self-image as a nation. They keep saying self-image. In addition to being a military power, Federated Sons is home to the New Avalon Institute of Science. This place is not bad. Skillful military campaigns, subtle diplomacy. House Davian has significantly increased the number of star systems under its control in the last 2 centuries. I still think I like the Free Worlds League, but... Lyran Commonwealth. Steiner. Mech warriors who hail from the Lyran Commonwealth, which is, again, located coreward, anti-spinward, ruled by House Steiner, wealthiest of the 5, entrenched in powerful noble class. Focus on pedigree and prestige among the nobility has often resulted in less than brilliant officers being established to high command, to the detriment of the Commonwealth's military strength. Much of the Commonwealth's success comes from the vast resources located within its borders. Current ruler of the Commonwealth is Archon Katrina Steiner, notable for a peace proposal that, in allying the Commonwealth of the Federated Sons, effectively ended the Third Succession War. Okay. Hardy, well-equipped, well-trained. Oh, nice, though they have also earned a reputation for not being particularly strategic thinkers on the battlefield. Wealth is the greatest strength of the merchant princes of the Lyran Commonwealth, ruled by House Steiner, indomitable will. With money, resource-rich worlds, shrewd business acumen, and a strong industrial base, the Lyran Commonwealth, under the stewardship of proudly Germanic House Steiner, prospered even during the worst of times. In spite of the destruction of the succession wars, overall industrial output and average standard of living exceeded that of any other successor state. Vast wealth helped the Lyran state weather any military reversals, especially self-inflicted ones, by quickly replacing their material losses. Despite a number of humiliating defeats in the first 2 succession wars, vast number of battle mechs to destroy each other, etc., etc. The Lyran Commonwealth has bounced back thanks to the combined strength of its economy, biggest of the 5 great successor states, its control of the Inner Sphere's largest functioning battle mech factories. What the Lyran Commonwealth may lack in military prowess, it makes up for with raw numbers and industrial scale. No. Capellan Confederation, Liao. Mech warriors who hail from the Capellan Confederation, one of 5 successor states of the Star League, smallest and newest of the successor states, often the loser in conflicts against the other powers, authoritarian police state with philosophical origins in a text known as the Corvin Doctrine, which argues for total subservience of the individual to the state. No, never mind. The magistracy, I don't know if I can be this because I'll have to figure out how to pronounce it. The magistracy of Canopus, large periphery state, rimward anti-spinward of Terran, just beyond the Free Worlds League. Founded explicitly as a matriarchy, magistry is ruled by a magistrix, a position open only to women. Held by a member of the founding Centrella family. Independent since the fall of the Star League, mostly untouched by the succession wars, except by the overall collapse of trade and travel. Famed for its social and cultural freedom, with no consensual behavior forbidden by law or custom. The current ruler of the magistracy is the magistrix Kiala Centrella, who harbors a deep grudge against the Inner Sphere and the Free Worlds League in particular. Often favor clever and unorthodox tactics on the field. Smaller than the great successor states, one of the major powers of the rumored periphery, which is a region of space bordering and surrounding the Inner Sphere. Matriarchal society led by a magistrix. Elected position open to any woman, but largely controlled by House Centrella due to the family's popularity. It's the ruling dynasty. She founded when she became disillusioned with her superiors and patriarchal structures. Magistracy supports an open society that ensures the personal liberty of all citizens and their right to live their lives as they see fit. That's interesting. So right now I'm leaning towards either the magistracy or the Free Worlds League. And then the Taurian Concordat. Mech warriors who hail from the Taurian Concordat, which is one of the largest periphery states, located rimward of Terra beyond the Federated Suns, founded and ruled by House Calderon. Concordat prides itself in independence, freedom, and stability, wealthy, well-educated, well-armed, defend their independence freely against inner sphere aggression, particularly by the Federated Suns. They perceive House Davian's reputation as a protector of liberties as unwarranted and even hypocritical, with a long history of conflict with the much larger successor state. Current ruler of the Concordat is Protector Tomras Calderon. Stubborn and aggressive, quick to anger, nonetheless skilled and perceptive combatants. Constitutional monarchy under the leadership of House Calderon, which is the dynastic ruling house of Taurus, descended from Samantha Calderon. Fair, egalitarian, pragmatic. One of the oldest surviving realms of human civilization, formed long before the creation of the Star League. Enjoy extensive freedoms guaranteed by the Concordat Charter. Take pride in defending those freedoms through compulsory service. Taurian Concordat has long had an antagonistic relationship with the Inner Sphere, particularly with the Federated Suns. They're okay, but still right now it's between the Free Worlds League and the Magistracy. Okay, the Rimworld Periphery. No easy way to characterize mech warriors hailing from the Rimworld Periphery. Anything from petty thugs to ruthless tacticians to skilled and honorable warriors. Long played a role in shaping humanity. The Star League's downfall began in the Periphery. The Star League was an interstellar council formed from the Terran hegemony, 5 great houses, the Inner Sphere, and the territorial states of the Periphery. Ended in civil war when the leader of the Rimworld's Republic, Stefan Amaris, murdered the First Lord in a bid to usurp his position. Periphery is still the galaxy's frontier, where the great houses of the Inner Spheres play deadly politics. Petty bandit kingdoms thrive, pirate bands prey on the minor noble houses trying to survive in this hostile environment. Okay, that's okay, but... And then the Deep Periphery. Rare, but even rare is the mech warrior who will admit to such an origin. Beyond the outermost edges of the Periphery lie depths of space that remain uncharted, vaguely defined. Little is known about these regions, but they are far from uninhabited, littered with abandoned colonies and small outposts isolated from the rest of humanity. After the fall of the Star League, General Alexander Kerensky, born 2700, disappeared 2784, highest-ranking military officer of the Inner Sphere. Following a successful conclusion of the Amara Civil War, he withdrew from the Inner Sphere with 80% of the SLDF's personnel and assets never to be seen again, left the Inner Sphere defenseless, and precipitated the First Succession War. Okay. Led the remnants of the Star League Defense Force, largest military force in human history, with over 100 million soldiers serving in 486 divisions at its peak. Wow. Disappearing from the inner sphere and from recorded history. It's tempting to say the deep periphery because I like the idea of being all mysterious. I like that idea. I am choosing between the Free Worlds League and the Deep Periphery. Okay, now I have a question about Deep Periphery. If I do Deep Periphery, my question is the Deep Periphery the place where lots of horrible, evil people come? Because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be playing someone honorable. I'm going to be playing someone honorable with a code of honor and ethics. And if I can't do that at Deep Periphery, then I'm out. So that's the question. Can I do that? The deep world, so the Deep Periphery is where the only people with honor went to when it all went bad? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Free World League. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go with the Free World League. You were of noble birth. Through immigrants to the Oregon Reach, which is a specific group of about 24 systems in the rumored periphery bordering the Taurian Concordat and the Capellan Confederation, home to the Oregon Coalition ruled by House Arano. Beyond the Reach are a large number of independent systems colloquially referred to as the Frontier. Let's see. Your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Oregon space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. All right. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battle mech, an old Blackjack BJ-1. Equipped for both long and close-range engagements, pair of AC-2s is backed up by 4 medium lasers, lending the mech a powerful alpha strike, while jump jets enable the Blackjack to move to high ground at a moment's notice. And a mech, enormous armored fighting vehicles, often humanoid in design, that weigh up to 100 tons. Most powerful and deadly surface units a military force can field. Classified as light, medium, heavy, or assault. Because of their incredible power requirements, many mechs generate ferocious amounts of waste heat, making battle mech cockpits swelteringly hot and sometimes threatening to cause a complete system shutdown. Yeah, I remember heat being a big thing. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a battle-scarred mech warrior with nearly 40 years of combat experience. All right, Mastiff. Ladies Camilla Arano and Victoria Espinoza have both benefited from his training. Your parents trained on for a season to train you as a mech warrior, which is me. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when? You were exiled, committed an unforgivable transgression, sentenced to life in exile. You struck out on your own, wanting for nothing, life of pampered nobility, no. Family went bankrupt, watched your family's fortune income influence slowly dwindle away, there was nothing left. Parents driven to despair took their own lives. Jesus. Family died in an accident, freak jump ship accident, nothing behind but piles of debt. Or your family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were the sole surviving member of your house. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. I dig it. Your family was betrayed. Out on your own, you fell into the life of an Oregon Coalition soldier. Unsure of your prospects, you traveled to Karamodir, the capital of the Oregon Coalition, center of power of the Oregon government. 2 habitable worlds, a home to billions of people. At the heart of Karamodir 6 is the vast Taurian fortress that serves as both capital and last bastion of defense. That's awesome. Both House Arano and House Espinoza consider Karamodir their ancestral home. Capital of the Oregon Coalition, listed in the Coalition military, quickly rose to the ranks, distinguishing yourself as a reliable mech warrior. Life as a soldier wasn't glamorous, but it suited you just fine. Frontier pirate. Tired of living under the authority of others, fell in with a local pirate gang in the rumored periphery. An unruly crew, but an effective one. Roaming the periphery afforded your outfit with a steady supply of poorly defended merchant caravan supply depots to prey upon. No, I'm not going to be a pirate. Took your skills as a mech warrior to South Beach, where you joined the Miami Heat. No. To the famed arena planet of Solaris, Solaris 7, famous for its battle mech gladiatorial fights known as the Solaris Games, broadcast throughout the inner sphere and the periphery. There, you eked out a living as a gladiator, fighting for the crowd in minor arenas, getting by from paycheck to paycheck. Maybe. Inner Sphere mercenary unit, integrating into the tight-knit crew took time, but eventually proved your worth and became part of the family. I like that. Frontier freelancer, roamed the periphery as a freelancer, signing for whatever odd contracts you could find as a mech warrior for hire. It was a solitary life, but as you became more comfortable with the itinerant lifestyle, you found you were able to make a decent living helping the people of the frontier. Or merchant guard, guard for a small trading guild providing security. No. I like this. Inner Sphere mercenary. Until years later, you crossed paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. Pure chance brought you back to the Oregon Reach as your mercenary crew took an ill-fated contract against an enclave of pirates on the outskirts of Oregon space. The job went south and you were the only survivor of your unit. Geez, every time I leave somewhere, everybody else dies but me. Raju's lance happened to be on patrol nearby. After rescuing you and helping to honor your fallen comrades, he offered you a job in the House Serrano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of the Lady Kamea Arano. Brave, idealistic, and determined, the Lady Kamea Arano is the daughter of the late High Lord Tamati Arano II, due to inherit the throne of the Oregon Coalition. All right, I'm in an honor guard. I dig it. Okay. I just chose the starting story from Sid Meier's Pirates. Deep Periphery, family betrayed, frontier freelancer. Nice, nice. Let's see what we got here. Oh my god. Of course I can customize. Oh. Oh, there we go. I was wondering, I was like, these look kind of, yeah, effeminate. All right, good. Now I know who I am. There we go. All right. All right, guys. So I'm going to have to choose something that is directly related to my own personal physical characteristics. I think that's right. I think clearly that's me. I think you can see how well that fits. I think it's fair to say that's obviously me. Yeah, obviously. Second at the bottom, number 3. Yeah, that's actually not bad. That's not bad. It's not bad. I think I'd want to customize it, though. I want to get to the no tattoo. I have a little star. Little scar. What? No. Eh? What? That's okay. Let's go with that. Yeah, I saw that, Xeno. Okay. Wow. Hello, I'm Errol Flynn, and that time we felt, folks, that we could make ourselves a great one. It was that time that I... How about you? Alright. I love it. Nope. Ooh. Possible. That's good too. Yeah. You can customize the lighting? You can customize the lighting. Okay. That's good. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay. Those lips are actually fairly close. Makeup? Alright, good. That's me. Alright. Lovely. Okay. Alright, here we go. Confirmation. Phoenix Flame. I don't love that, actually. Can I just... Is there a way to just adjust... I don't love my name. Alright, that's fine. Confirm. Achievement unlocked. A Mech Warrior's Path. Established a history. Here we go. The High Lord Tamadi Arano II is dead. The Oregon Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinosa, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would conscript their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, the noble Lady Kamea Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming it into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directive and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. Santiago Espinosa, played by Trendane Sparks. On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits in Cordia City. Coronation Day, Arano Summer Palace, 8:53 local time. Over-under on this getting attacked.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, hang on a second, guys, as I fix this. Eh. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Good, lovely. Let's do it. All right, use the right mouse button to rotate the camera. Okay. Okay, Phoenix Flame. I had the Espinosa refit yards rush the repairs on your Blackjack. It looks like it's all in one piece, but we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field tests, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you more about the job I brought you out here to do. Now do me a favor and get that battle mech moving. Let's see if there's any kinks in the actuators. Click on a mech warrior's portrait or press tab to cycle between available units.
I'll come right out and say it, kid. I wasn't completely honest with you the other day. There's gonna be more to this job than escort duty.
Well, goddamn it. How's the volume, by the way, guys? the volume of the game? Is it okay? Too quiet? Too loud? Thank you, Mustang. I brought you here because there's something wrong in the capital. Okay, cool. Thanks, Echo. It's been too quiet since High Lord Tamati's funeral, and I'm worried about Lady Kamea's safety during her coronation procession. Anyway, it looks like your actuators check out. Let's conduct a weapons test. Target one of those burnt-out old urban mechs and open fire.
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything. But my gut tells me something's off. And a warrior trusts their instincts.
Fire.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Good shot. Your guns are in working order, at least. Oh, the VO's a little quiet? I shall address that. Thank you. Not with that. Okay, I'll do that as soon as I can get a chance here. I've been training Lady Orano since she was 14 years old. She can be naive at times and proud, but I have no doubt that she'll be a just and effective ruler. It's on us to see her safely to Cordia City. I'll rest easier once she's in the capital with her cousin Victoria by her side. Lady Victoria, well, she's only been training under me for a single season, but she's already shaped herself into one of the strongest mech warriors I've ever seen. Reminds me a lot of you, truth be told. Although not as good, because you're obviously better. I mean, you're awesome, and she's only okay. Anyway, we should run a check on your targeting computer. You see that drone over there, the one moving through the tree line? Put some hurt on it for me, and then when it turns, take it out with a rear angle shot. After it's down, we'll keep moving.
Kamea's like a daughter to me. And her late father, High Lord Tamati, was a good friend.
But most of all, was somebody who had settings fixed. Okay. So... Okay. Right. Okay, so now he wanted me to... He wanted me to go after this thing. Wait, select that.
All weapons committed.
Victoria pulls no punches, but she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
I'll prove that right now. Fire! Thank you for the follow.
Enemy unit destroyed.
What's he pailing? Yeah, you and much of the rest of the world. Nice shot. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with the Regan politics, but the Reach was badly shaken by High Lord Tamati's death. It needs a smooth transfer of power, and Kamea belongs on the Cormorant throne. Go ahead and fire up your jump jets, kid. I want to see you descend this cliff face. Aim for that patch of ground there near the edge of the lake. Okay. And jump. Whoop.
Enemy detected.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets build a lot of heat, and that was more than your engine could handle. Head on into that water. We need to get you cooled off.
Warning. Plasma leak detected. Jump jet malfunction. Jump jet systems damaged. System inoperable until repaired. Oh, for the love of all the gods. This is what I get for insisting on a rush job. Not that I had much of a choice. The Espinosa refit yards were backlogged like you wouldn't believe. It looked like they were trying to process every single Royal Guard mech in time for the coronation. True that, Tren. There isn't any time to get your jets replaced, so we're gonna have to make do without them. Go ahead and take that mech down with a melee attack. I want to be sure nothing else is going to break down on your blackjack before we take it out on the Cormorant Road. Okay, melee attack. Let's do it. Rock'em sock'em robots, go! Wabow! Good hit. At least that's solid. Alright, one last test. I want you to take your blackjack up to a sprint and evade my attack.
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that your mech can maneuver.
Full throttle.
Yeah, you missed. Congratulations, Phoenix Flame. Your blackjack's as combat ready as it can be given the circumstances. For what it's worth, I hope that my suspicions turn out to be unfounded and we end the day having a good laugh about what a paranoid old man I've become. But if not, then I know that you'll be ready. Alright, it's time to move out. Lady Arano's waiting for us at the mech bay.
An impressive display, Sir Raju. Of course, this mech warrior was a student of yours. I'd expect them to know their way around a cockpit.
Oh, can't save it yet. Phoenix Flame, allow me to introduce Kamea Arano, the soon-to-be High Lady of the Oregon Coalition. Is Lady Victoria on this channel? For the time being. My father has summoned me to the Picton docks. I have a fleet inspection and a tour of the family refit yards to preside over before the coronation. Behold, the responsibilities of a noble daughter, a fount of tedium that never runs dry. I know the feeling, cousin. By this time tomorrow, I'll be responsible for the entire reach. Give my best to your father, and don't be late for the tourney. The gambling dens are already taking bets on how long it'll take me to cripple that customized monstrosity you pilot. Yeah, Dizzy. Bold words, cousin. But the only victory they'll be celebrating is mine. You may be ascending the throne today, but my Kaga is more than a match for the family heirloom that you call a battle mech. And in the arena, I reign supreme. Yes, special week for sure, Echo, yes. Tonight should be fine. There is some family stuff that I have to attend to also. I'm going to be over on my channel. The plan was at 9 p.m. To be doing some stuff with just channel work and doing Masters of the Dungeon. So that is my D&D roundtable that I do on game mastering and stuff like that. You guys should definitely check that out if you want. But I don't know for sure yet. I think that's still going to happen, but I do have to deal with some family stuff first. So we'll see, cousin. We'll see. At any rate, I'll see you at the tourney grounds. Sir Raju, I'm ready to go when you are. Overland, across the Cormorant Road, as is the Arano tradition. Aye, Kamea. We'll get you there in one piece. Phoenix Flame, fall in behind me. And remember what I told you.
Mission successful.
Tutorial, part 1 complete.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the Great Expansion. I was just a boy then. Proudly we went forth,
I know who this
bringing the
is.
light of our coalition to so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters. And the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Arano will not act, someone must. I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
Yeah, Tren. It's my boy Trending! Nice. Aw, damn. Man, there's never going to be a coronation that's like, that works. It never is going to work well, ever. Every coronation is bad. Coronation Day. Cordia City outskirts, 1322 local time. Yep. That's trending. Also doing the audiobook of Greyshade, coming to you soon. Also the voice of Rig and Icarus from Icarus Audio Drama. Yeah, it also reminds me a little bit of parts of Mass Effect 3, Dizzy. Yep, nothing says Coronation Day like a 60-ton mech. Hire Trending when you need to convince someone to overthrow your government. Yep. Trending's your guy. That's who he that's how he handles things. Okay.
Command interface initiated.
I'm gonna miss this, Raju. The clarity of purpose that I feel in the cockpit of a battle mech. The simplicity of it. But there they are, just up ahead. The city gates and my future all laid out before me. Wait. What's that smoke? A guard post. One of the small ones that dot the roads leading into the capital. But the emergency band's been quiet all morning. I haven't heard anything about any fire. Oh, we got some raids? Do we have a raid going on here?
This is damned odd, and I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Yes, Trending is doing the audiobook of my novel Greyshade. Okay. My novel Greyshade. Trending is also in my Icarus audio drama, which you guys can find online from my Icarus graphic novel, which we did an audio drama of. There will be a sequel to that too. And of course you can find Trending on my channel, not only role-playing, D&D and Adventures of Middle-earth, but also on the Arvoculus, although he is taking a... He's got a few months hiatus that Trend will be taking from that, so you won't hear him on Arvoculus for a few months, but you will see him on D&D, Adventures of Middle-earth, and you will hear him on the Greyshade audiobook too. He also does Escape Pod, and, you know, Trend's awesome. Okay, your entire lance moves in any order. Multiple units moving at the same time. Let's get into cover.
Copy that.
Sounds good. I'm moving.
Okay. The minute I get there, bad stuff is going to happen.
Moving out.
I'm on it.
Some sort of explosion. Looks recent, too. Do you think it was an accident? No chance. You see those scorch marks on the rubble? That's laser fire. We need to get you out of here, Kamea, right now. Yes, I think you're right. There's a patrol of Royal Guard mechs up ahead. We should go to them. Those people are going to be... No.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation. Your people need you.
Thank you, Raju. I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Is 5 quick save? What is quick save? Is there a quick save? Uh-oh, do we not have a quick save? Oh, we may not have a quick save. Okay.
How can I help? Roger that.
By the way, these mechs are quite obviously dirty. Yeah, I mean, it didn't even occur to me because I was playing a skirmish, so I didn't really need to save.
Affirmative.
I'll do what you ask. Tell me what you need.
Talk to me. I'm moving.
Location confirmed.
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 Hail, Mastiff. Hail, Lady Orano. We were preparing for Lady Orano's coronation parade, and we got word of a disturbance along the Cormorant Road. You shoot Windex lasers. No. John does not work for that. John is the head of the novel line at Catalyst. These are those folks who did this one. Battletech Embers of War. So, and you guys should check this out. You can see Catalyst right there. So John actually is the editor for that. So that's what John does. So John knows, Harebrained schemes, but he doesn't work for them. No, he just does stuff that's also connected to stuff. A guard post behind us was attacked. Sir Raju found evidence of laser fire. Is the road behind you clear? Aye, all the way to the southern gate. Lead the way, Sir Raju. We'll fall in behind you and guard your six. This is so dirty. Tell me something, guardsman. If the road is clear, why is your battle mech damaged? Our mechs are overdue for maintenance, but that isn't important right now. We need to worry about Lady Orano's safety. Now, my lady, if you'd come with us. This is garbage. This garbage is not true. This is all BS. No, you're lying to us. It's my coronation day. No mech tech would have sent you out for parade duty in that condition. I am your sovereign, sir. You will tell me what happened here. Damn it, girl, we don't have time for this. Take them. Kill the old man and the mech warrior, but take Lady Orano alive.
Fall back, Kamea. Get behind us.
You didn't train me to cower, Raj. You trained me to fight.
Safeties disengaged.
Better me than Lady Orano.
Okay. I knew that was happening. You're no sovereign yet. Well, listen. No, she's still the princess above him, right?
Talk to me.
Melee. Miss! It was a 90% chance to hit.
Lucky bastard.
You've been
Got away
XCOM'd.
clean.
Damn it.
Warning. Armor low.
You have my attention. I'm on the move.
Alright.
I'll make it happen.
Enjoy the shots in your back. Whoa! Good God! Raining
Inflict
death.
heavy damage.
Wow! Freaking just tore them up. Wow. That is nuts. Can I multi-target? I can't. See ya.
Weapons committed.
Wouldn't want to be a. completely wrecked. Okay, I thought that was actually going to destroy him completely, but...
You've got my attention.
Alright, now this time, melee, 90%.
To hell with the weapon. Damn you for making me do that, son.
Bam! Jerk.
Ugh, what a waste.
Ow. Okay.
Warning. Armor low.
I think my armor was already low.
Yes, I hear you.
Reaching shot. Okay. Well, this is multi-target, huh? Don't want to hit him. Just got an overheat. Alright, let's do it.
Taking the shot.
Nice. Okay. Still got an elevated position. Alright.
All weapons committed.
That was a little disappointing. Okay.
Orders?
Alright, we're going to try to attack him from behind. Fire! I would say that guy's in bad shape.
Take that as a lesson.
Damn right, that's a lesson.
I'm being flanked.
Ow, ow, ooh, ow, ow. Fortunately, he didn't have much left.
I'm listening.
Okay, let's drop a few of those off. Okay, here we go. Fire away.
I'll make it happen.
Guy's getting torn
Had any
apart.
sense you'd retreat.
I love the feel when the missiles fire. Just like raining death. Like. Fire away.
Nice job, kid. One fewer hostile on the board.
Booyah.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Okay. Good. Come here. Come here. Can you hear me? Alexander, we were just attacked. The Royal Guard, my own guardsmen, tried to take me prisoner. It's happening here, too. The Royal Guard are killing one another in the halls. Lord Karos's house guard just got gunned down in front of me. The tourney pavilion is a slaughterhouse. It's the Red Wedding. Ned Stark just died. I won't let these seditionists, or whoever they are, steal my birthright. We need to rally every loyalist we can find and make a push on the capital. I'll take the throne by force if I must. Go to Roturo Township to the armory. Your soldiers are using it as a rallying point. I heard Lord Decimus send his house guard there a few minutes ago. Someone's here. I have to move. Rally what forces you can and meet me at the tourney grounds. Be safe. You heard him, Mastiff. Rotura Township. We'll go there, rally our fighters, and march on the southern gate with an army at our back. Kamea, I know that you and Lord Madera are friends, but we can't talk what he told you on faith. If it was Lord Martini, that's another matter, but right now we don't know who we can trust. In this case, we do. Alexander has been my closest friend and confidant for as long as I can remember. No, we can't. Your own uncle saw. His loyalty is beyond question. I trust him with my life. And yours. Now take me to the armory. As you command, my lady.
close and remember your training. Things are likely to get ugly between here and there.
Okay. Let's save it first. Lord Martini.
Talk to me.
Copy that.
Oh, enemy contact. And the late High Lord Tomato. I didn't take too much damage on that one, actually. Right.
Got my attention. Copy that.
I'd love to stay sort of on the higher ground here. Ooh. What is that? What was that symbol? That's like some ram or something? Okay, we need to get into position. Is there like an Overwatch skill in this game? Does anybody know? Man, I used to love Overwatch with the XCOM games. Was there any, or Shadowrun as well? Is there anything like that? There's no Overwatch? Oh, that's Santiago Espinosa's banner. Oh. Okay. No attack of opportunities either. Alright, well. Okay. Everyone's guarded and entrenched.
Orders? Aye, aye.
Okay. I like that idea of getting onto the higher ground. Well, well. Yeah, you missed. You're so cute at this age.
Standing by.
I like the cover I have here, so...
Affirmative.
Yeah! Nice!
Enemy vehicle down.
Suck it, tank. I guess I should have realized that it'd be more than just mechs. I was thinking that I didn't think about the tank part, but... This is going to expose me a little bit, but I think I'm going to have the, yeah. I'm going to see if I can wipe this guy out before he gets a shot in on me. Nice. Exactly what I wanted to have happen. Okay, cool. Now I can still take shots if the tank comes in, but... yeah, only problem is that I was a little exposed there. Okay, so what is the yellow bar? I know the orange bar is heat. What's the yellow bar? Yeah, well, kind of was out in the open too much. What is the yellow bar? Is that experience? Haha, Stalio. Don't need to see you exposed.
Talk to me.
Got one there. No, never mind the multi-target. Oh, stability? Okay.
Changing target.
Thank you. Oh my god, that is awesome. That's pretty sweet.
Yes, I hear you.
Alright, now for you I can do multi-target, right? So that's target number 1. This is target number 2. And we're going to assign... Oh. Never mind. With the multi-target, let's just fire normally. Zap!
Flagged a hostile vehicle.
Okay, I need to get him out of there. That was too exposed. So let's get up here. That's much better. Much better. Okay. Right, okay. That's fine. Let's brace. Other mouse button to alter targets? Okay. Man, Overwatch would be so sweet. Aw, man. I was all happy with my freaking place and everything.
Orders.
Fire!
Copy that.
I love those long-range deals.
Reading you loud and clear.
Still kind of like that cover situation. Yeah, that's not great though. Alright, let's let's at least get into some cover here.
Acknowledged. I'm moving.
A little bit of cover. These guys are so big that I sometimes their cover is like a relative term.
I'm on it.
Oh my god. Okay, that was overkill. Overkill, overkill!
Reporting one less vehicle.
Overkill. Alright.
Confirmed.
Let's have you move there behind that. Okay. I want you... Yeah, we're not taking the road.
I'll make it happen.
We're definitely not taking the road. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, as long as both, you know, as long as both sides don't have to deal with it, then it's fine, you know?
Follow my lead.
Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. Come here. Come here. Do you read me? It's Espinosa, your uncle? Do you hear me? House Espinosa is usurping the throne. It can't be. My uncle, Victoria. Kamea, I just watched an Espinosa battlemech plow through an alley full of civilians. This is happening, and it's happening now. Your loyalists have fallen back to the market district. That's where they're making their stand. What's left of the Royal Guard are doing their best, but there's something wrong with their battlemechs. Wait, what's that sound? Oh, gods!
Alexander!
Damn! Well, crap. Wait, where am I going now? Do I just have to survive? Like, what is this? I don't see... Do I just have to survive here? Because I don't know where I'm going here. Should be a marker. Is there? Am I blind? Where is the marker? Head towards those turrets. Okay.
Affirmative.
Yep. It's over, Kamea. Your ascendancy, the Arano legacy, all of it. Victoria, what have you done? You know, Kamea, for years I loved you like a sister, but then my father helped me see it. Your family's complacency, what it's done to the Reach. Our nation dwindles like a dying star, and House Arano is to blame. My father offered you a path to glory. I'd have fought under your banner proudly, served as your strong right hand. It was like a knife in my heart when you turned him away. Damn it, Victoria, I taught you better than this. You taught me lies. Kamea, for the love that I once bore you, I'm going to give you a chance to surrender. I'll even spare the old man and his mech warrior if you stand down now. I don't want to see you hurt, but you cannot be allowed to rule. I'll see you hanged for this, Victoria. You and your father both. Do you hear me? You are traitors to the Reach, and I will fight you to the last. Then you truly are a fool. I'll spare you in spite of yourself, but you've cost your royal escort their lives. Oh, what?
Attention, all Espinosa forces. This is Lady Victoria Espinosa. Lady Arano is to be apprehended and taken alive by my command. Fail to follow these instructions, and you will have me to deal with.
And I apologize for not doing the voice right the first time. Well, crap.
You've got my attention.
Alright, this is very exposed. I wish you could attack and then move, but... What?
Roger.
I don't know why I wasn't able to turn the other way. Do you want some of this? Okay. I don't love that. It's not, I'm not positioned right. I tried to face the other way, but... What is that? That looks like a really tiny little mech. But I bet it can still pack a punch. Maybe. That wasn't too bad.
You just made a terrible mistake.
I'm listening.
Locust is a really tiny little mech? Alright, well. It's about to get a whole lot tinier. That is No. No, 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 no. Cancel. These are both pretty bad, actually. I forgot to look at the percentages first. Alright. It's not great, but...
Engaging hostile.
Come on. Well, hit him with one. It's basically a life pod with 2 stick legs and a couple of guns. It's not the size of what you do with it, yes. So I understand. Cicada. Ow. So how do I, as direct fire, yeah. How do I lock in place, like, an attack, like, how do I lock a movement in place so I can see what the attack percentages would be? If you follow what I'm asking. Like, how do I, you know what I mean? Like, how do I set that so that I can, because I don't want to attack from there. What if I wanted to attack from here? Do you understand what I'm asking? Okay. I don't like any of this. Alright, let's try it. Alright. Fire away!
All weapons committed.
Awesome. Super useful.
No damage detected.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh no. No, no. We're too late.
Orders?
It must be because of all the cover, I'm guessing. That's bad. Oh, that's better. Okay. That's better.
Affirmative.
Okay. Nope. That I got a good shot at. Alright. Well, that spider's not going to be doing a whole lot of stuff. Okay, that's good to know, actually, Saber. Thank you. Yeah, I saw you were playing a lot of this before, Saber. I guess we were... The GOG was hosting you, so... Ow, 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 ow.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Did you just death from above me?
Oh, you're in trouble now.
Oh my god, you just death from above me.
That shot went internal.
Okay, that's really bad. Yeah, alright, let's see. Locust. It's not bad. Alright, let's do that. So, let's head there. It's multi-target. So, I'm going to go for the locust. It's going to be A. This is going to be B. Nope, that's bad. B. 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 Alright. Fire.
I'll do what you ask.
Okay. That worked out pretty well. Dude, my Mastiff is getting messed up.
Just barely dinged my armor.
He's very unstable, though.
Ability's gone. I'm going down.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
I'm taking worse.
Damn it. All right, melee, let's do it.
Engaging physical attack.
Okay,
Incoming transmission.
it's a good possibility.
Attention, citizens of Coromadir 6. This is Lord Santiago Espinosa. With the unanimous support of the founding houses, I have assumed control of the Oregon Coalition. For your own protection, I urge you to remain calm and stay indoors until otherwise instructed.
How could you do that?
Hostile units, stand down, and you have my oath that you will not be harmed. Resist, and you will be fired upon.
How could you do me like that, Tren? How could you do that? I'm just...
My father placed his faith in that man. I gave him my trust. He was family.
knocked down. Sucker it.
Engaging physical attack.
Did that do anything? I just stomped on him and it didn't really do anything? I stomped on him! Yeah, that's a good idea too, because he's... Okay.
You've got my attention.
Stand up. Okay. Alright, let's get the hell out of Dodge.
Moving out.
How? 90%! That's the second time I had a 90% miss on a melee attack. Come on.
Talk to me.
Come on.
To hell with it.
Nice. See ya. Bastard.
That's one less hostile on the field.
You've been XCOM. Okay.
My armor's still solid.
Yeah, Mastiff is kind of taking it on the chin here. Also, I want her facing that way. I just feel like these guys are so much smaller than me that it makes sense to basically just be going after them this way. Better run. Attack.
Engaging physical attack.
Yes! Kick in the face!
Enemy mech destroyed.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, my turn.
You've got my attention.
Okay. Lost an arm. Exactly like on Twitch. Exactly. Alright, this is going to be a tough shot, but...
Target confirmed.
Yeah! Got him, I think. Command, do you read me? Alexander, thank the gods! I thought I'd lost you when the bombs fell. You very nearly did. Kamea, the city is lost. We have to get off of this planet. We need to do it now. I can't abandon Karamodir. This is my home, my birthright. The battle's over, Kamea. Lord Madera is the right of it. It's time for you to run. Escape from this madness and live to restore the Coalition another day. You're both right. My uncle is one. The Reach is his. We'll mourn for it later, the both of us. For now, you need to move. I have a dropship waiting at Shepherd's Pass. I'm on my way there right now. Hurry and meet me there. Please. We're on our way.
You get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. I will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
See how it is, Tren. What? Got some tanks going on.
I'm losing armor.
Yeah, you are losing armor. Oh, wow. You know, Grainwald, I completely disagree with you. I feel like it is punchy and it is crunchy. And does feel like 100-ton hunks of steel. I completely disagree. I respect you can have whatever opinion you like, of course, but I completely disagree with you. I think that this actually feels very much like two big things beating the hell out of each other. Alright, let's see. Okay, if I was here... 75, 95. That's pretty good odds, actually. Let's do it.
I'm on my way.
I thought it would do a little more damage than that. Must be a little frustrating to lose your throne on Coronation Day. Alright. I mean, I know exactly what you mean in other games. I've definitely felt that way with other games, that the combat feels just kind of loose. Actually, I have to say that I felt that way a little bit with Pillars of Eternity, that the combat was loose and didn't feel like... Well, the Steam reviews... The Steam reviews don't lie. What? The Steam reviews don't lie as far as what people who are the reviewers say, but, I mean... It's gotten well reviewed in a lot of other places, and my eyes and experience don't lie to me, so... I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I don't base things on whether I enjoy a game based on whether a Steam reviewer tells me to. I mean, reviews are reviews, but like, you know, you can't judge it based on what the Steam review says. You have to play it for yourself and see. Okay, can I multi-target? I cannot multi-target, so I will just hit this thing. How's my heat? That's fine.
All weapons committed.
Alright, that's one weapon down.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Okay, your turn, Mastiff.
Talk to me. Fall in behind me.
Well, listen, reviews, reviews are... This is your last chance, cousin. Don't make me order your death. I review myself theater shows, so I do think reviews play a role, but I think they play a role in giving you a sense of what you're likely to run into in a given game. Certainly not the be-all and end-all. Right, exactly what Loveless said, yeah. Do whatever you must, betrayer. A headstrong fool to the end. Damn you for this. Captain Haas, destroy them. Mastiff, my cousin. All of them. Leave no survivors. Wipe them out. No, I made that part up.
As you command, my lady.
Oh, the music just picked up.
Firing.
Okay, vehicle's destroyed.
Never stood a chance.
Who reviews the reviewers? Oh, ow, ow, ow,
My damned armor's busted.
Yeah, he's taking too much damage. I gotta get...
Loud and clear.
I need to get other people to focus their attention. Music is awesome. 55%. Same. Alright, so. Let's do that.
Copy that.
Reaching shot. Okay. Don't like that at all. How's my cover? That looks pretty solid. What about the hit potential? Those numbers are bad. I'm trying to stay away from like open areas. That's bad too. So a lot of these numbers are going to be bad. That's bad. His numbers are not great, but he already had his armor breach, so we're going to give this a shot. Yeah, I know. I'm fighting him from an elevated position. I know the whole thing's bad.
All weapons committed.
Not super great.
Orders?
What I need to do is get up there. I also need to get out of the range of my... How do I get down there? Okay, how are we doing on 50, 50, 65%? It's still got some cover, I think. 70, 70, 65. There's those turrets, too. Alright. Can I do multi-target? I can. Okay, let's see. And B. Alright. 90%. Lovely. Let's do it. Nice. That's what I like to see. Hey, what's up, bros?
Armor breach. Internal damage.
This is very, very bad. I gotta get Mastiff out of there. That's not as big a deal.
Warning. Armor low.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Alright. I'm glad you're listening. Okay, let's get down there. Okay. Now, multi-target. A. B. Let's just make it A and B. B. I like that, actually. That's fine. Let's do it.
Affirmative.
Okay. Kind of was hoping to do more damage than that, honestly. Okay, let's see. That's 80, 75, 80, 80, 80. All right, good, 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 good. I like this. I like that. Let's do that. I am still concerned about Mastiff, so we got to try to end this. Oh, I don't have multi-target. God damn it. I forgot about that. All right, well, all guns blazing then.
Weapons committed.
It wasn't that great.
Enemy mech
That's right. Aim at the blackjack. Okay, Mastiff, you need to get the hell out of here, dude. No. Why can I only... Why am I not able to face differently? Why is it not letting me face differently? I don't like any of this. Because of acceleration, I can't... Because I'm trying to get, like... It's not good. I'm trying to get, like, to a spot... Well, his jump jets are broken. Alright, you know what? We're gonna do this instead. We're gonna get close. Yeah, no, I know, but I don't know why I wasn't able to face differently. But it's fine. It's fine. Give it a shot. Okay. That was not great. But I need to get him out of... Oh, someone is like...
Warning. Detecting mech warrior injury.
Okay, that was bad. That was bad. Kinda didn't think I'd have to worry about him. This is very, very bad. Damn it. Alright, get him out of the range of that. Unsteady, evasive.
Standing by.
Alright, you know what? We're taking this son of a bitch down.
I'm on the move.
Alright, here we go. No, you know what? I'm not taking any chances. Fire everything. Actually, I'm not going to fire everything because I don't want her to overheat. Fire most things!
Reporting a critical strike.
And knockdown. Knockdown! Go down, Host. Yes! Okay, that was good. Oh, yeah, Saber?
They punched through my defenses.
Ow.
Warning. Armor low.
Orders?
Don't like... Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay,
Fall in
let's do it.
behind me.
Okay. Give me that multi-target. Give me that sweet, sweet multi-target. Okay, and fire away. Yes! One turret down. Take down that other one. It's not too bad. Alright, that gives me some cover too. There's no target like multi-target. Okay.
Engaging target.
That was okay. I guess.
Got my attention.
So you're in a pretty good spot. What if you just multi-target from here? Okay, and this one. A and B. Make, okay. Overheat alert. I mean, it's not time yet. I'm sorry, yeah, is it? No, I'm good. I'm fine for right now. Thanks. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it up. That's right there. All right. Well, that's too bad. All right. I'm gonna have to go after. No. All right. Let's go with that.
I'll do what you ask.
Nice. There goes laser gun. What's up, Hillness?
Target destroyed.
Okay, it's just housed. Ow.
The bastard breached my armor.
Oh, man. Yeah, I liked it even at the time. Okay, cool.
You've got my attention.
It's melee time, boys. Please don't miss a 95% shot. Left leg destroyed. Knockdown. Boom! That's how we do it, people. That is how we do it. Let's save the game right there. Let's get the hell out. Oh, yeah?
Orders?
Yes, I hear you. Location confirmed.
A knockout blow. He's down for the count. Almost there. Do I actually have to get just into the zone, right?
Talk to me. Aye. Holding to bleed heat.
Tell me what you need. I'm on my way.
Thank the gods you made it, Khmer. Captain Halverson's prepping the engines now. In another 5 minutes, we'll be ready to depart. What? 5 minutes? 5 minutes is a long time. Phoenix Flame, you see a Lady Arana to the docking ramp. When she's aboard, come back to me. We'll hold this pass against whatever comes. She's in the best shape by a mile, so...
Thank you both. I won't forget what you've done for me today. I promise you that.
Can she stay? Can she not leave? Because I don't...
Reading you loud and clear. I'll do what you ask.
All units, advance. I want you to take down the dropship. Destroy everyone and everything that stands in your way. Alright, Phoenix Flame, I trained you for this. We'll fight side by side, even though we're mostly destroyed. Watch each other's backs. Above all else, we'll keep Lady Arano safe. Protect the dropship, it's all that matters. Warning, engine heat critical. Warning, error, shutdown initiated. Error, reactor offline, weapons offline, systems inoperable. Trouble with your blackjack, Phoenix Flame? Shame. That's been happening to a lot of Royal Guard battle mechs lately. Oh my god. You have numbers on us and you've resorted to sabotage and you're gloating about it? You've got no honor, you vicious little brat. Not you nor your backstabbing father. Shut your mouth, old man. My father is a great man, and I swear to all the gods you will suffer if you insult him again. Your father is a coward, and so are you. Well, so much for that. Phoenix Flame, I want you to eject. Now, punch out. You're no good to anybody in a broken mech, and I won't let you die today. Eject, Mech Warrior, now! That's an order. Now come for me, Victoria. Your teacher is waiting. Come and show me what you've learned. Oh, crap.
Mission successful.
Oh! Woo! The mission was successful. I did not think it was going to be. I was like, that was pretty awesome. Took a ton of damage, but we survived, nonetheless. Fish and mail. No, not this time. This was a Sishin McSeeded, is what that was. Sishin McSeeded. Aw, no. My old teacher! Oh, snap. What? I wonder if that was faked. Damn. Trendane, how could you do this? Wow. Trendane! 8 hours later, high orbit, Coromadir suffered a terrible betrayal. Easy there, Arvin. You took a nasty crack in the head when you punched out. Yeah, don't worry. You're safe now. My name is Darius Oliveira, and I'm the XO of Markham's Marauders. We're a mercenary outfit with ties to House Arano. We did some work for High Lord Arano way back... High Lord Tamati way back when. Born 2970, died 3022, High Lord of the Oregon Coalition, succeeded his father, High Lord Tamati Arano I in 2988. Remembered throughout the Reach as a kind and benevolent ruler. His key accomplishments include a military campaign against pirate activity on Fjaldr, the expansion of social welfare in Coromordia on Six, and the coalition-funded renovation of the Espinosa refit yards. Tamati and his wife, Lady Serana Arano, were tragically killed in a jump ship accident in 3022. They were survived by their daughter, Lady Kameo Arano. I'd introduce you to Commander Markham, but he was on a supply run in the Market District when the bombs fell. He didn't make it. I'm sorry for your loss. Yeah, I am too. He was a good man. A lot of good people died today. We picked up your distress beacon on the emergency band as we were on our way off planet. After seeing what had happened to Markham, we didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of this new directorate. We did a sweep of the combat site, grabbed your ejection pod, and ran. What about Mastiff? Sir Raju Montgomery, did you find him? We found his mech. It was completely cored out. Nobody survives a hit like that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We supported the Royal Guard on a handful of deployments, and Sir Raju earned my respect many times over. His death is a loss for us all. Were you able to recover my blackjack? Yeah, our mech tech hauled what's left of it into the mech bay. It isn't pretty, but if you give him enough time, Yang can fix just about anything. Try not to take the loss too hard. Yang said that your mech shows signs of deliberate sabotage. It's a good thing it didn't show up till the end. Whoever you had working on it really did a number on the reactor. Punching out was the right move. So what happens now? Well, things aren't looking so hot around here, what with the coup and all. House Espinoza, forever vigilant, currently ruled by Director Santiago Espinoza. Espinoza House sigils in Ibex in a field of thorns. The ancestral seat of House Espinoza, Carmody V, staged a military coup on Lady Khmer Renault's coronation day, toppling the old Oregon coalition and replacing it with the new authoritarian government, the Oregon Directorate. It's the new de facto government of the Oregon Reach. Sorry to have to tell you this, but Lady Arano is dead. Her dropship was destroyed on takeoff. It's all over the news. And Mastiff died for nothing. He died doing his duty. From what I remember of the old man, that's exactly how he'd have wanted to go. Speaking of going, we're getting the hell out of Oregon territory. We're heading to a nice, quiet stretch of independent space all the way across the frontier on the Canopian border. As for you, well, you've got options. According to your blood chit, which is a Comstar issued identification carried by mech warriors in the field, you got family out in the Free Worlds League. If you want, I could look into booking you transport on a freighter bound for Merrick Space. I can't make any promises, but I'm willing to try. The League isn't my home. Never has been. My family moved to the Reach before I was born. In that case, you could stay with us for the long haul. When we get where we're going, we can drop you at the nearest planet. Maybe you can make a place for yourself there. Of course, I'll need you to pitch in for your share of the fuel, plus food, lodging, and repairs on your mech. Fair's fair, after all. Alternatively, you could find a place for yourself in the Marauders if you wanted to. Wouldn't take you long to work off your debt, and you ran with Mastiff, so I know you've got chops. Yeah, I've been doing that, Mad Genius, actually. Think it over. Sleep on it. I've had a hell of a day, and we've got a long road ahead. 3 years later, Urakrun, Rimward Frontier. So she did die, huh? What's up, Rob? How you doing, man? So I'll bet she didn't actually die, because she's the one who actually starts this story, so she must have escaped somehow, and she's going to track me down, is my guess. That's my guess. Okay, we're just going to get to the next spot where I can actually save it.
Command interface initiated.
The Independent Prospectors League thanks you for your assistance, Commander, we're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. That's what you're paying us for. Don't worry, we'll get your platforms back. This isn't just about reclaiming what's ours. Majesty Metals killed hundreds of us when they tried to jump our claim. We want you to make them bleed for what they've done here. Commander, the OPFOR is holding 2 of the IPL's mining platforms. The first, designated Alpha, is where they're keeping their turret generator. Move in fast and take it out. Those turrets hit hard, so you'll want to neutralize them ASAP. Platform Bravo is the sign of the OPFOR's corporate security tower. Engage and destroy it. If they bring in a mech to protect it, take that out too. Then circle on back and we'll collect our pay. That's right. I'm ready and waiting to authorize the transfer. Oh, go on, Commander. Hit those corporate pigs where it hurts. We'll be watching the action from here. Your Lance's morale, the blue bar next to your pilots, increases as you engage in combat. When it's half full, your pilots will be inspired. +1 accuracy to all attacks. Nice. Well, that is what will happen, but it's not going to happen now. Yeah, man. I am impressed. I am very, very impressed. All right, folks, give us just a second whilst we are quitting to desktop. There we go. Lovely. All right, folks, that was good stuff. I think that game is, in my opinion, as good as advertised. I dig it. I think it's good. And I am very glad that I got a chance to try it out. I am not actually going to be doing a series on this, though, because I forget who is. I think it's Lovelust. I think it's Lovelust. I don't remember which one of us is doing a series on it. But it's not going to be me on this channel, although now I semi-regret that choice. No, I'm just kidding. They were nice enough to let me do the release because I knew I'd be able to get Mitch and Mike on. And I was really glad that we did that and got a chance to interview them. And I've always kind of had a soft spot in my heart for the Mech Warrior stuff, and so Battletech as part of it is neat. I like it. I happen to really like turn-based games anyway. And so, yeah, I will probably come back to this, if not here, then on my own channel. So that's going to be the case. You have no focus. I mean, if no one else is doing it, then I'm happy to think about doing a series if nobody else is doing it. And the question really would be whether I would put Divinity Original Sin 2 on hold, do this, and then come back to DOS 2, because I really am enjoying DOS 2. So if no one else is doing the series from the stream team, then I'm happy to continue it, depending on what the chat wants, actually. Depending on what the stream says, would you guys be interested in me continuing this and then going back to Divinity OS 2? And obviously, we'd still be doing D&D with GOG once a month. But what is chat's opinion? Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Echo. I wish I could have done your... It just didn't work time-wise. They didn't have enough time. So that was why. I'll have to fight on the ring. Well, that's the thing, because Darksaber was playing this before. If Saber... Listen, if Saber wants to do a series of this on this channel, I'm totally cool with that. That's totally fine. Happy birthday again, Lovelust. So if Saber wants to do a series on this, he gets first dibs. It's not like I don't have anything else to play. I do. But if he doesn't want to, then I'm happy to continue playing this. So it's really up to what Saber wants. I'll just drop him in a pit of spikes in D&D. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's totally up to him. So it's up to... What's up, Kilgore? How you doing, man? So it's totally up to Saber. I'm totally cool. Either way. Good idea. I am totally cool either way. And we can talk about it also off stream. Yeah, unfortunately, Kilgore. Sorry, dude. I had a good one. It was fun, too. This was a good time. So we'll talk about it, Saber, later on. We can talk about it off stream. But I'm happy to have you do a series if you want, because I still got DOS 2 that I'm doing, and that's fine. So no big deal either way. So we shall chat. We shall talk. There's no way to co-op this, is there? Is there a way to co-op this? Can you co-op the campaign? Maybe. Could you maybe co-op it? Is it co-op at all or no? I don't actually know. I'll never defeat you. You know what, Trend? Listen. There's no co-op? Nah, that's too bad. Too bad. Too bad. All right. So we'll work it out off stream. But I have no problem letting Saber do it. I don't remember. I just couldn't remember if Saber was the one who had done it or not. So Saber may already have a series in play. And so, yeah, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, hot seat at most. They want to end it later. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. All right, that's fine. So we'll figure it out. Yeah, Trend enjoys true colors. But man, Trend, that voice is good, man. Your voice work, as always, sir, was bellissimo. I loved it. Anyway, but that is going to do it for me, guys. I got to head on out of here. So it's actually going to be a while before our next stream. It's going to be Boof who's going to be streaming for us next in like another 17 hours or something crazy like that. So it's going to be a while, unfortunately. But I've got to rise up on out of here. I may or may not have another stream on my channel tonight. Plus, I got to get with the family. I've been streaming already for like 5.5 or 6 hours almost. So I need to get going for that. If you guys like what you saw and heard, please make sure to follow the stream. Please make sure to check out the channel, obviously. Follow GOG and make sure to sub to GOG as well. I will be back at you guys next week with episode 124 of Pen and Pixels with either more of this game, or if Saber has taken the series, which is totally fine, then I would be playing Divinity Original Sin 2. So one of those two we will see. But we'll see about that. Otherwise, I'll be back on my channel on Friday. Not quite sure yet if we're doing a voiceover thing on Friday or if we're doing a special D&D with viewers thing. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see. And then Saturday will be more D&D with Infinity and Beyond. But that's going to do it for me for today. today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw and heard. Congratulations to Harebrained Schemes on what I think is an excellent game from what I can tell. I think it's impressive. I've admired what I've played of it so far. And, I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Those guys are a really good studio. Mitch is good people, very supportive people of charity work and stuff like that also. So they're good people, and I'm glad to see them succeeding as well. And thank you, Diginferno. I appreciate that very much. So that's going to do it for me. I love you all. You guys are the best. And I will catch all of you people, wonderful people, either here in a week, episode 124 of Pen and Pixels, or on my own channel later this week. But for right now, that's all. Make sure you come back tomorrow for the Immortal Booth. And until then, thanks everybody, and I will catch all of you wonderful people soon. Until then, have a good one, everybody, and death from above. I don't know. Bye for now.